Welcome everyone to the Real Whovians cast. I am your host Matrix Lord 212. I am live and I am about to go live. I just saw that Philip Archer just appeared in the studio, so I'm gonna bring him in right now if he doesn't mind. Hello, Philip. Hello, Philip. Okay, is he in? Testing 1 2 3 4. Hello, Philip. Are you in? Can we add you in? Are you in? I thought you were in. Hello, Philip. Maybe he's not in. Something we're having technical difficulties, I guess. Philip, where are you? Are we live? Saying I'm live. Okay, maybe he'll come back in. Anyway, I wanted to do this podcast. I was going to start off by myself, and then gradually people wanted to come in, but then Philip came right in. So I'm like, okay, we could talk about the episode, the Interstellar Song Contest. So, as you know, uh, I was against the episode before it started. Oh, wait, let me get Philip in here. Philip! Hello!
Oh, where's my audio?
I hear you.
Ah,
Hello,
hello,
Philip.
hello, hello. No, I can't hear him.
Can't hear me? Could you hear me?
Hello, where's the
Hello.
audio? Oh,
I could hear you. You can't hear me? Hello? Hi.
I can't. You,
Can't hear me?
you
Oh,
in town.
okay.
Oh, hang on.
All right.
That's not right. Can you hear me? Just nod. I can't hear you. What's happened here? What's going on? All right, let me just check my. Because I heard you just a minute ago before I got booted out. Let me just check something.
Liam,
Settings.
could you hear me? Hold on. Liam, could you hear me?
Camera, audio. Let me check the audio. 1 2 3. Yeah, my audio is working. So that's fine.
Could you see the chat?
All right, but I can't hear you for some reason.
Okay.
I did before. Let me drop out and come back in again and try and come back in again. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Let's.
So we usually get sometimes technical difficulties when we start. Hello, Marty. So I have a lot to say about this episode, but I also have a lot to say in general about the Whovian community stuff going on. But I'm going to try to just keep it towards the episode. Um, I was against the episode before it started. Okay, I wasn't thrilled with. I felt it was going to be a ratings manipulation. I felt from the start it was going to be something I didn't like, and I also felt that it was going to be the highest rated episode probably that will go down in history of this season, not in general. So we did get the ratings in, and it was the highest of all the episodes of the season. So I was correct about that, in my opinion. Um, but I was wrong about whether I would like it or not because I did love it. Okay, I loved it immensely. As a Whovian, I wanted Carol Ann Ford to return as Susan forever, and I got my wish. Just like I wanted Sutek to return forever, and got my wish with that. I got my wish that the Ronnie returned, so I'm happy about that. I got my wish that we got to see the Doctor angry and a side of him that you hardly see. I got my wish with that. So on all points, uh, on a checklist, I got a lot of things that I've been asking for that I wanted in Doctor Who. So I was satisfied and I was happy. Okay. Um, wasn't thrilled about the whole idea of the Interstellar Song Contest, but I know that that was a front and that they used that for the story. I thought it was terrifying and like a horror movie when you saw the bodies go up into space. It was sort of a really disaster horror movie on par with an event sort of like 9/11 where that could actually happen, but in this genre of space and stuff like that. So that was very scary as a viewer to see. Um, but I loved the villain, Kid. I loved that Ms. Flood was just a spectator, not knowing what was going on, and part of she almost died too, not realizing what was going on. Um, I didn't understand the comment about the two brain cell thing, which maybe they will allude to what that is. But I didn't like that when the Ronnie Bai generated that she made it that the previous Ronnie now is not real or not the real thing anymore. So how does that work? Is it the Ronnie's ego, or is it that this is now a copy of what Miss Flood was? Okay. So I mean, we all know now that current Ronnie would be in charge and she would be the head. So we really don't know much about bi-generation stuff. I'm not thrilled with the concept of bi-generation. I'm not thrilled that that could happen so soon after it happened already. I thought it was going to be treated off as a one-off thing. Not happy that it's now becoming a regular occurrence. And because it's becoming a regular occurrence that we've gotten two bi-generations in less than 3 years, I'm just not, I don't know if I'm on board with that totally. But I did like the new Ronnie. I thought she was fantastic. But it kind of makes me question about the 14th Doctor. Is he a copy now because the essence went into the new Doctor? So here we go with Philip. Hello, Philip.
I can't hear you. I don't know why. Hang on. I've just got to check my. I've just got to check see if.
Maybe unplug it and plug it in.
Yeah, that's working. That's working. So I don't know why I can't hear you. Oh my God. Let's have a look. What's going on here? Well, it's not that.
Hold on.
Settings, cancel. What? Audio. Head speakerphone, Bluetooth headset. Sorry for that. Right, go back.
Maybe on the bottom. Oh, he's dropping it now. Okay. This is to be expected. Stuff happens all the time when you try and do a podcast. Rygar, that's your opinion about that. I don't agree. And I watched Doctor since I was 5. So I'm not an idiot and I'm not, I'm a genuine big time Doctor Who fan where majority of the 14,000 videos on here is about Doctor Who. So I don't agree with that at all. I enjoy what's going on. So not everything, but that's your opinion about it being woke. And by the simple fact that it's still around, kind of proves you're wrong on that. I mean, it's just never got canceled, never rest in peace. It's just been on there. I don't like when people do that, when they try to make it that, you know, diminish the name of Doctor Who. Still on, not canceled, but people tend to do that. They tend to crap on it, try to make it that it's something not what it is. That it's just canceled. It's not canceled. It's been on, hasn't stopped since it was canceled back in the day in the 80s, late 80s. But I'm enjoying it, and it's going to continue anyway, regardless of what Disney Plus does or not. So, but anyway, let's get back to the Interstellar Song Contest. I loved the episode on so many different fronts. I did not expect Susan to appear in this episode, so I was shocked and enjoyed it. And I thought, finally, we get to have her come back. And I don't understand how Whovians that wanted this for so long are against it. I don't understand. They've been constantly saying they want Susan to come back, and then because Susan comes back and it's not the way they want it, they're against it. No, you got what you wanted. You wanted Susan back. You got it. That's it. That's what you should be happy with. But no, they got to make excuses, and I don't like that. Whovians are never satisfied. Some Whovians, they keep going on and on and on, and when you grant their request, they still are negative. They still are toxic, and we have this in that community, in the Whovian community, that people are just so negative. They won't even actually watch the episode, or they're not paying attention to what they're watching. Okay. I also don't like what I've seen on podcasts where Whovians try to bully Whovians that like the episode and enjoying Doctor Who, and they're trying to say, well, something's wrong with you if you love this episode. Something's wrong with you if you thought this episode was great. No, nothing is wrong with me. Something's wrong with you for not respecting my opinion. That's what's wrong in the Whovian community. That's what's wrong. Is that these people want you to have the same opinion. This is not the master race. This is not like we have many different people. We have many different things. There is not communism. There's not like one choice. You could love Doctor Who and you could not love Doctor Who. But don't tell me that something's wrong with me for loving Doctor Who, because that's wrong. That's wrong. So we allow many different opinions. We allow many different races, religions, cultures to talk about Doctor Who, and everybody's opinion is warranted, and everybody's opinion is welcome. And on Real Whovians Cast, I like to showcase everyone's opinion, whether you love it or you don't love it. I don't disrespect you for not loving it on here. What I disrespect is when you disrespect my opinion and my choice, and trying to paint the picture that I'm not a real Whovian. How could you tell me that with all the 14,000 plus videos I have on here and thousands of podcasts? So that's the toxic thing in the Whovian community. We have a movement in the Whovian community that are so toxic. They are trying to bully people off of X, and I've been a victim of it, from Noel and the TARDIS Zone and his Legion of Losers. And I've realized when things gone quiet that all these accounts are probably one person, because they all go quiet at the same time. Now, I could be wrong, but it looks like that to me. How all these different people attack me is probably the same person or related to TARDIS Zone. But anyway, it's just not right. Okay, it's not like Noel fighting for Ireland, the country. It's a TV show, so you don't need to gather arms. You don't need to create armies. You don't need to attack people for loving Doctor Who, and you don't need to attack people for supporting Doctor Who. Okay, so that is wrong. All right, and I start to see this happening to where I've even seen, like, Noel's posts on Twitter, the way he disrespects David Tennant. and David Tennant's marriage and David Tennant's children. He's a scumbag for doing that. I don't like that. That's my opinion. That's fucked up. But he does that. And he disrespected the writer of this episode without even watching it. Now, I just didn't think I was going to like the episode based on the Eurovision crap. But I said I was going to have an open mind and watch it, and I loved it. One of my favorites. I really think it's a top episode this season with the well. So, I only didn't like 2 episodes out of all the episodes for the season. So to me, this was a nice, solid episode. And the things that I didn't like were minor. Okay. So yeah, I've seen. We're waiting for Philip to come back in. I don't know what's. Okay, he's trying to sort it out. All right. So besides that, I know. Here's the thing. Marty and Connor tried to reach out to me yesterday. Let me give you context of what happens with when Doctor Who comes on for me. So I stay up till 3 a.m. because 3 a.m. equivalent of the. I saw that 3 a.m. equivalent is, I guess, 8 a.m. in the UK. So I stay up till 3 a.m. or in some cases take a nap and then catch Doctor Who. And then I'm up for hours after that. And then, of course, my body's going to crash because I didn't sleep. So I'm going to sleep in the day. Now, besides being exhausted and tired, I was suffering a toothache and also, I was doing my gaming or trying to. So I missed Marty and Connor's messages. Now, I already established that we weren't going to do the Whovians the day of because what happened was I kind of wanted to wait for Scott to do it all the time because, he works and everything. But now he said, don't worry about it. Just if you're going to do it. Today I just like, all right, 24 hours later, I'm going to do it if I'm alone or not. Now, Philip had sent me a message and I wanted to talk to him on here about it. Haven't had Philip on in a while. That's not on purpose. It's just everything's happening. He did want to appear when we did our last cast, talking about the possibility that there could be a 16th Doctor. Not that it was definite, just rumors. So yeah, when it came to Doctor Who, I had always said when I was originally before the episode aired, I was against it, but I said that it was going to be a ratings manipulation and that it was going to be highest ratings of the season. I was right about that. It was all orchestrated to basically be that way because a tie-in connected to the same time it was aired compared to Eurovision and all that stuff. So that is good news that the ratings is way better than it was. I don't like in the community how we have podcasters with agendas. Not everybody's squeaky clean. Not everybody's professional, even though they appear to be professional. And they all have agendas, unfortunately. And once in a while, something will happen, and you will see the secret revealed their agenda. Okay. I just want to come on here and talk about Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who, and I wanted to continue. Not hiding that. But I respect people's opinions that don't like it, and they come on here and they say, well, if they hated it or not, and that's fine. But I don't do things to hurt the show. And what I mean is, as a host, I respect the professionalism of everything, and I try to give everybody's opinion a showcase on here. But I don't go for bullying in any way. And I've never gone for bullying in any way. And if you've ever seen me or you are on my wrong side where I'm angry with you, it's because you were a bully or did something wrong, not that, I'm just attacking, because I don't attack people. And anytime I've had a problem with someone, like especially Noah when he came after me and attacked me when I was a friend, that has been very vocal for months and months and months and months and months. So I don't like. See, now we all could exist. I could exist on one side, Tartus on the other side, or Type 40 on the other side, or Sensphere or whatever. But I don't like it where at some point in time the respect isn't there, and people start talking smack or start talking things about, you know. I don't want to hear, like, I like going on other podcasts, and yes, I like to hear like Brendan's opinions on Sensphere or Dan's opinions on Type 40, or I listen to Noel too, and I don't engage, but just want to hear what he thought of the episode. But I don't like when people kind of step over themselves and they sort of like, try to make it where they boost their podcast at the expense of others. There's stuff that's said sometimes that annoys me, and I don't usually make things public. Usually, there was I think Dan tried to reach me, but I didn't see the message until just recently because yesterday, besides like all this stuff going on, and then that's Sharon's day of food shopping, and then we went to our mom's house last night. So like, I missed Marty's messages on Twitter, I missed Connor's messages on Twitter, and I missed Dan from the Facebook Type 40 messages on Twitter. I missed everybody's messages on Twitter. On X, I apologize. I still didn't read Dan's message yet, but I will try to after this.
Hello?
Hello.
I can't hear you.
Wonderful.
I can't hear you at all. I don't know what's going on. Right. So why can't I hear you?
Did you? I'm trying to tell him to just review the damn episode, but he's not even looking at the chat. He's not even looking at his Facebook either. Philip Archer.
Can I join with just audio? I can't hear my guests. And have you clicked add to stage? Everyone, you're on the show.
He muted himself. That's hysterical.
Right. Allow add to stage. Where's that?
I'm texting him like review the episode, and he's just review the episode. Review the episode.
Go down. Oh yeah, in the corner. Remove from stage. Edit name. Edit audio.
Review the episode. Chat. Oh my God.
I'm going to have to come out.
Philip Archer, you son of a bitch. Go to your... Oh, fucker. God damn it.
Dude. I don't know what to do. I'm not muted. I can... Because you can hear me. I just wonder why I can't hear you. No, it's not that. Right, what's he saying?
Oh, God.
All right, hang on. I'm trying to read your message.
Review the fucking episode.
Review the episode. Review the episode. That's all I'm getting.
Jesus Christ.
Review the episode.
Review your fucking episode.
Yeah, I know what we're doing.
Do it. You do it. You.
What? I speak and review the episode without you. Yeah, but I like when you interact with me and ask me questions. Okay, never mind. Okay, my review of the episode in a nutshell. This is one of the better ones of the season for me because I thought the story was it's in twofold. The story with the I can't remember what they called, the Hellions. That kind of remind me of certain real world problems that we got with the wars that we had. So I can understand where that guy was coming from with why he had a vengeful attitude, because their world was attacked and all that. But that was good. That was fine. The main problem, no. I see what was quite good is that how far they went with the man's plan to kill billions of people. We never seen that really in Doctor Who, so far, and they actually went with it. Billions of bodies dead floating in space, so that was cool. Things like Ryland and Graham Norton, nice little touches. I can understand that. That was fun. What else? But the story of the Hellions, it made sense. It was quite sad. But when the woman was singing and no one sort of like clapped, I was like, oh damn, that's a bit bad, because I thought it was going to end up just being a bit ridiculous. And then the only thing that I'm glad that they sorted out was the Missy thing. Not Missy, what's her name?
Ronnie.
Mrs. Flood. They took forever to get that sorted out. Each week nothing was going on, and that annoyed me for a bit, because it was like every week she just pops up, does a little thing, and she's gone again. But this time I'm glad that they decided to bring her out in the open. I know everybody said that they knew it was going to be the Rani, but I didn't think it would be. I thought it'd be somebody totally different. But as it turns out, she's a Rani. I'm not a fan of the bioregeneration thing. I hate it. Get rid of it. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It doesn't make no sense. I mean, I thought it was a one-off with Shooty and Tennant. I thought it was a one-off little thing.
So did I.
If every other regeneration to come now in the future of Doctor Who is bioregeneration, we're going to be chock-a-block with so many bloody masters, Ranis, Ramanas. It's like you're filling up the place with nonsense. And the other thing with that, why on earth did they make Mrs. Flood a subservient to the Rani?
I agree with that.
What is that? It didn't. I was like, what are you doing? She's not supposed to sort of like bioregenerate and become a little skivvy.
I agree.
That didn't make no sense either. And to be honest, that was the worst bioregeneration action since the Tennant one. It came off very sloppy. They didn't put any effort into it. Yeah, they didn't put any effort into that bioregeneration. It was just quick and simple. So in my sense, a bit lazy. Now let's move on to Shooty. Shooty's anger. Well, it's about time they gave him backbone, because ever since he was born, he's just too silly, too cunning.
Correct. Yeah.
There's no sort of like there's no sort of like man about him. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So for him to go all out like that against Kid,
100%.
the boy that's called a Kid, that was something I needed to see. That needed to happen, and we need more of that as we progress along. Now, so that was good. But then again, the fact that what's her name? The girl, I can't remember the girl's name again.
Linda.
But his companion, for her to sort of stand and go stop and everything. I don't want him to go, I regret doing that. I just want him to go, look, it happened, get over it. I lost my rag. Susan. Of all the times to bring her out, it's like you've been giving us little breadcrumbs,
right? And
then she popped up in his subconscious.
Yes,
grandfather, don't do that.
Why?
It makes me think: is there a telepathic link? She's made a telepathic link to her grandfather, because why would she pop up in his subconscious unless she's telepathically watching him? She's nearby somewhere. And the fact that she was in the TARDIS set, saying those things. What's she doing on board the TARDIS? Why is she not sort of like elsewhere saying those things? Why is she in the TARDIS? unless it's the TARDIS saying to him, Doctor, don't calm down, Doctor. But he's using Susan. But the TARDIS is using Susan as an avatar because it doesn't really make any sense why she's there. Hang on, what you're saying now? Time travel. I'm not gonna know because she's in the TARDIS set off now.
Why would it be now?
But unless she means that she time travels herself to that TARDIS, but we're not given any indication of that. Any indication. Otherwise, when they went back into the TARDIS later on, where was she? She's not there. But at the same time, if she's in next week's episode, which I'm quite certain she is, because there's no point in bring her up once and not use her again while they got her, then that must mean that he finds her, because she did say, "Find me." Find her where? Where is she? So she must be somewhere where the next going to end. Oh, what's the next one called? Wish World. So it's some sort of fantasy world. So maybe she's trapped in some sort of universe place where they're going to end up finding her next week.
Maybe.
I don't know. There's something a bit not right with the Susan thing, but I'm glad we saw her. It's about time they did that.
I think so.
About time. Yeah. Now then, Mrs. Ronnie. Oh gosh, why does she have beef with the Doctor? Because let's be honest, in her past, she never cared what those two got up to, him and the Master. She was always like, "Well, you two get out of my face, let me get on with my business." So why does she even care about the Doctor at this point? Yeah. So I mean, as much as I like this new woman playing the Rani, Archie Punjab, she's got the look, she's got the mini stern about her. I just hope. I don't know, because I'm a bit pissed off about the Mrs. Flood being a bit like a.
I don't like that either.
I don't like that. I don't understand that at all. It don't make no sense. But I hope the new Rani does come up to scratch. She looks like she will do. So, and where's her TARDIS, by the way? Because the Rani never lost her TARDIS at all. Not in our time. She never lost it. So, unless she's going around like Missy does with a vortex manipulator, left, right, and centre.
Maybe. I don't know.
What else?
Kind of hard.
Okay, so obviously you've seen the photo stills of next week with what's his name? The boy from last week.
Conrad.
I can't.
Conrad.
I wish I could talk to you because I can't.
What is his chat?
Tell me his name. Conrad. Right. There's still photos with Conrad, the Rani, and Mrs. Flood Rani. I reckon that Conrad will be the body vessel for the Master. Why else will they keep Conrad around? What else? What good is he to anybody else? Rani's gonna put the Master in the gold too. She's gonna put the Master into Conrad's body. Yeah, I know that. I understand that. But whoever's got the gold tooth with the Master in, what's the point of having it? So I reckon
later on.
She's got it, and you know
the Master for later on.
So therefore, she can take him out and plonk him into a new body. His essence. And I know you said about Omega. You reckon what? You think for another season? Yeah, but bear in mind, right? We've got 2 years until we see the Master again. After the season,
not necessarily. Okay, so not necessarily.
Yeah, they said without release, 2027, didn't they? I know you're going to say like I don't believe it, blah blah blah, but they put it out there, and as you said, you trust Nicola Methven more than anybody else, don't you? And you don't think she's got it all wrapped up. Like, all right, I get you. So
It's
then,
very difficult. It's
if we have,
difficult because you can't hear me. But let me try to.
I don't know what's
All
going
right.
with. Let me just see what's going on with my. If I can click on here and see if I can. Why can't I hear you? It won't let me hear you. It's not fair. But anyway, if you think, right, that Conrad's is a body vessel for the Omega. Oh, hang on. I got to open this up and read it properly. That can pop one episode out fast like a Christmas. There won't be a Christmas one though. There's not enough room for one. There's not enough room for one. Trust me. Please, there's not. They're not going to have one. And as everybody, as everybody else is saying, the land and the war between the land and the sea, that's either going to be pushed forward towards Christmas or towards next year to make up room for no
This
Doctor Who
is
next year.
this is. I hate that we can't communicate. I hate this.
I get your side of things. What? Because I heard it so many times, so I know what you're trying to say. But I'm trying to work out what everybody else is saying about what would make sense with that. But if you're thinking that Conrad's going to be the vessel for Omega, then fair enough. The unholy trinity, Omega, Rani. But what would Rani and Omega have in common? I hate Conrad. Well, I know you do. We all hate him. I don't want anything to. But why have they brought him back? What's his point in the story? I think he's going to be a body vessel for somebody, either the Master or Omega, as you think.
Conrad is probably like Omega.
The problem with Omega is
Omega.
He's made of antimatter, right? So
he needs a vessel like Peter David, like that.
If you remember Arc of Infinity, they had to do all sorts of things just
Peter Davison, yes,
in our universe. So I don't know how they're going to make him exist in this universe. I know the Stalk thing allowed all the gods to come in, but it doesn't allow a person of antimatter to come in. You get my meaning? So it doesn't make any sense. Oh, this is really weird. Too many villains. Yeah, because Russell did say, as well as those three, there's more to come.
He says it's the unholy trinity, but it's not 3, it's 4.
And my point is 4. Oh yeah, more or less. My point is that if he's chucking all the kitchen sink, they'll tell me that this is his big hurrah until a couple of years later until they bring it back. And do you still think that Shooty's going to remain, or do you think we're going to get another regeneration and Shooty goes? Save him for the other season. You can do that. Yeah, of course you can. You can save him for another season. You don't believe he's gone. And to be honest, just considering how he's now got his stride now, Shooty, I think it's bullshit. I know you do, but considering he's got his stride now since his episode, I think it might be a little bit too late. And they've already decided, unless of course when they film those two pickups, they can pick one or the other. And if people are now liking what's going on with the season, they'll choose the one where he stays and not goes. What you say now? I'm worried that ultimately will do the ultimate. Go fuck you. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, he does have a habit of doing that. You know he does. I mean, like everybody else is saying that I've heard people say, look what happened with the Sutek story finale. That was a big flop. So I would be worried about what happened with this finale. Is it going to be another one of those oh, for fuck's sake, why did you do that? You ruined it, kind of moment. This is weird talking to you like this. Billy Piper, no, that's not happening, mate. It
I
ain't
hope
happening.
so. I hope
No,
it's not.
no. That's horse wank. It's bullshit. They wouldn't do that. They would never do that. Even if it was another woman, it wouldn't be Billy Piper. There's no way. No, you can do that all you want. It's not going to happen because
I don't want it to.
that'll be going backwards and not going forwards. Yes, exactly. I'll be out too. If it was Billy Piper, it'll be like, no, mate. I'm not going to sit there and watch some goofy teeth woman prance around in the TARDIS. No, singing all day, all night. Shut up, Phil. But anyway, no. But the other thing with that is, if it's another woman, it's like, have you not learnt your lesson? We've already had one woman and it didn't work out. We can't have another one.
He can't hear me, Liam.
There's too many women in Doctor Who at the moment. You've got the Rani going on. You've had all sorts of.
I'm typing to him because he can't hear me, Liam.
There's too many
This
ladies
is like a
running around
fucking
in
Donna
Doctor Who.
Noble doctor fucking moment here.
Oh, Joe says, I don't want it to happen. Of course you don't want it to happen. I don't want it to
No.
happen.
I don't want it to happen.
You know, it's just like, oh. No, because there's only so much you can do with a female actress. You can't beat them up, you can't punch them, you can't kick them, you can't sort of like let them do over extraneous things. So it has to be a male actor that can do all the manly things in Doctor Who. What do you mean unmute you? I can't look. I've got.
Could you hear me?
I did
Could
that.
you hear me? On the bottom. Could you hear me?
I've done it. I've unmuted myself.
No, me.
I can't see what you're saying. Hang on, let me screen.
Unmute me.
No.
Unmute
you are
me.
on mute.
Unmute.
Oh, what's going on? Audio.
Unmute.
Speaker, right. Microphones, right.
Unmute.
Speaker.
Yo.
Communicating. Let's try that.
Unmute.
No,
Unmute. 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 This is so difficult. Technology. So difficult. He can't hear me. I'm trying to type to him. He's like, the audience just laughing because like we're trying to communicate with each other. He can't. And he's not checking my fucking messages.
No, that's working.
Unmute, motherfucker.
This one's not working. Right, let's try that.
Unmute. This is not even the Whovians cast. This is the real Philip cast.
Right, well,
unmute, motherfucker.
Camera's fine.
Settings.
No, I don't know what to do, mate. Sorry. It's not letting me do anything.
Let me see.
Right, let me get out of here. Well, look, at the end of the day, let me just finish it there because we're not. But I'll give you my rating before I go. So my rating for this episode, I'm going to give it because it was quite it was quite bold. I can't. Also, the money spent.
Right.
They said it was the most expensive episode.
Yes.
I couldn't really see where that money went, to be honest, apart from the visuals.
They spent a lot of goddamn money on this.
Visuals,
shit.
It was probably the visuals, and the sets were a little bit okay, but it's only 3 sets if you think about it. So I don't know where the money went. So, but my rating for it, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. It was all right. It was good. The regeneration, the bi-regeneration, was a bit messy, and please, for God, get rid of the bi-regeneration idea. We don't need it. It ruins everything. And I'm looking forward to next week. Hopefully, It's, as they say, each episode this season has gone from good to good to good to good to good. So I hope it continues in that trend. An 8. You're giving it an 8. Yeah, that's a fair enough shout. That's fair enough. And so I hope it goes from strength to strength. And please, finale, please don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. Otherwise, what's the point of Doctor Who? So there we go. And also one last thing, it was a bit too gay for me as well. Even though I lived that life, but it was a bit too gay. Oh, hang on. The one thing I'm worried about, the finale. Yeah, I know you are. I know you are, but how many gay characters can you fit into one episode? It was too. Oh, hang on. What's he saying now? RTD would make Billy Piper the Doctor just to be a dick. Well, then RTD is going to learn how quickly no one's watching the show. Yeah. He's going to learn that. Simple as. I don't know whether yeah, I just think he's being a dick at the moment, right now. Because everything he thinks that's good in his head, he thinks it's good for everybody else. It's not. He's got to think about how Doctor Who is as a show and not think about what he thinks Doctor Who should be. Of course he doesn't give a fuck. You're right. He doesn't give a fuck.
That's basically it.
Because
So,
he's got money,
I mean,
he can make anything he wants. But it was...
Maybe we should do it.
Oh, Joe, what's his name?
Yeah.
Connor wants to come in. Connor wants to come in.
Okay, I sent him the link on the.
Hopefully, if I can hear him, then I know it's him. But if I can't, then it's the StreamYard. It's not me.
All right, I'm gonna. Okay.
He said send it on Facebook.
I did. Okay.
You can't get onto Twitter. Connor says you can't get onto Twitter, so send it to Facebook. Okay,
I just did.
Enough.
I just did.
But wow, I hope I want to be able to hear everybody. If I can't hear you, oh no.
Could you get his mic to work? Jesus Christ.
Connor, say something. See if I can hear you.
What?
Could you get his mic to work?
I can't hear him.
What? Why?
Oh
what?
my God.
He literally can't hear what you're saying.
Can't hear what the fuck I'm saying. That son of a bitch can't hear me, you fuck, Philip Archer.
I want to hear what he's got to say about it as well.
Fuck you, Philip Archer. Fuck you. That's what I got to say. You son of a bitch.
I'm gonna try and help him out.
Oh my God, man.
Help him out, please. Be the fucking tech support of fucking the real Whovians. Jesus Christ. This is like the Donna Noble talking to the doctor with the fucking thing.
And see if it works with the normal.
This feels like work. Like I'm actually working to get a reaction.
I've taken out my headphones and I can hear it through my computer. But
you can hear me, motherfucker. You can hear me?
Yeah, it's because you're using wireless. Are you using wireless headphones?
Yeah, I was, but what I did was I connected my wire to the computer.
Right. Now don't do that then.
Don't do that. But
you can hear me now, though.
I can hear you now, but only through my computer. But only through the computer. Good. And you can fucking hear us. But it's very quiet, so I've got to try and turn it up.
I got a bone to pick with you, Mr. Philip Archer, you son of a bitch.
Oh, do you? Why?
Oh, yeah. Because, okay, so I didn't know you wanted to come into the thing where we heard the rumor about the 16th Doctor. I didn't know you wanted to come in. I didn't check Facebook. But then on Dr. Freedom's fucking show, you were like, they made a podcast last night. I knew it was bullshit. You didn't know shit, motherfucker. You don't know shit.
I was just being a big.
You didn't know shit. You shit disturber. I know.
No. I said they. But I weren't referring to you. I was referring to.
Of course not. I know. I know you. Listen, I watch Dr. Freedom every fucking morning. I know you were talking about me. I know.
No, it wasn't you. It was Farris and the adipose. Farris and the adipose.
And the confused adipose.
They were going about blah 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 blah, and I thought to myself, "Oh look, they wasted
Blah,
their
blah,
time.
blah.
They wasted their time waiting for the news, and nothing came of it."
Yeah, but in the end, they're not going to waste their time, because next week
Right.
we're going to get a regeneration, and it's going to be a woman.
No, don't say that. No,
Do me a favor. Do me a favor for a future reference, okay? Next time Noel from the Tartar Zone sends me messages on my fucking YouTube channel, basically tell me to fuck off, don't send a message immediately after.
I don't even talk to him.
Don't send a message seconds after he sends it to be like you're his fucking BFF. Please. That drives me insane.
Wait, hang on. For one, I never go on his shows.
Well, you're in the chat. I know you're not on the show. You're in his chat, and I understand that. Listen, bro. You can watch whatever you want, but you have to understand something. You could go wherever you want, right? You could do whatever you want, right? But you are in the enemy's house where 5 million people are saying Matrix Lord 2 and 2 is a dick.
Oh, I can hear you now.
And you're there while they're saying, fuck that guy, Matrix Lord 2 and 2. He's a dick. And you're in their home and you're fucking there. So, like, I'm just saying it's like hysterical to me, because I understand you're just there to watch podcasts. That's great. But when Noah would send me messages, you would send me a message right after, and I would get fucking pissed, because I'm like, this motherfucker's in the Tartar Zone fucking chat, and he's fucking in bed with fucking Noel, basically. But
I'm
no matter what. All right.
Yeah, but I'm simply just watching a show. And
that's fine. That's great. But, okay, so now we established that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But listen, motherfucker, I never said that I believed fucking Billy Piper was the doctor either, even though we did a cast. Yeah. I never fucking said that. I did it because, all right, if it happens, it happens, right? Now, it may happen because Russell's a dick. I mean, look, I love Russell T. Davis, and I know he's mad at me right now because of that podcast, because he's like, every single thing I've sent to him on Instagram until I made that podcast where I said, what the fuck are you doing, Russell? Don't fucking make Billy Piper the doctor. You're fucking nuts. Now he don't like my shit at all. So I'm fucking blackballed right now, okay? And I get that. That's fine, because I don't kiss anybody's ass, okay? But if he fucking did that, that would be fucked up, okay? Yeah, that's the most fucked up thing you could do. Connor, do you agree?
What? Making Billy Piper the doctor?
Yeah. That's fucked up, bro.
No, the fucked up thing was bringing back Tennant. Like,
no,
he's already gone past the fucked up stage. Whatever he does, like, he's already done. He's already done exactly what he's going to do.
I don't give a fuck. Listen, I don't give a fuck what David Tennant does in his real life with his politics. But, like, we have people out there like the fucking Tartar Zone that's going on X and saying 17 years ago, David Tennant stuck his sausage in Georgia fucking. Are you crazy? Are you fucking insane? Who the fuck talks like that?
Well, he's
insane. But no is insane.
No, Tartar Zone doesn't look like a normal human being.
He fucking insane, in my opinion.
He's actually a bit of a fucking retard, to be honest.
Going to war with me. Where did you think that would ever work out? Has it worked out for anybody?
Well, just keep talking about Doctor Who then. And just who cares what he says? He looks
because the motherfucker in his camp leaked my motherfucking address, bro. That's a big fucking deal.
Yeah, but
that's a big fucking deal, bro.
That's fair enough, but that's for you to work out behind the scenes. You don't need to.
Why?
You know,
I want everybody to know who the fuck was the cause of that.
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Listen.
Yeah.
He has and again, this is not going to become a hate thing on him, but he fucking for years have been bashing people that are YouTubers making money and collecting donations. When they made their channel available to do that, they're allowed to do that. Now, after all these years, he needs a handout. He needs a donation. So it's okay for that motherfucker to ask for it. But he's tried to push people and bully people off the platform for accepting donations. So he's a scumbag. A fucking scumbag. And I don't fucking feel bad for him because he's an evil fucking scumbag. Plain and simple.
Yeah, but okay, we've established that. But Joe, come on, let's be honest, mate. All these years that I've known you and your shows and everything, you've always got beef with people. What is it?
No. You've been around. And that's the funny thing. You've been on my hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of casts you've been on, right? You probably on my podcast more than anybody else's in history, right? And I welcome your opinion. I welcome your opinion, right? Fair enough. I welcome your opinion. We don't have to agree, and you know that. I have anybody on here. They are not a 10 out of 10. Everybody, no. If you don't like it and I like it, that's fucking fine because we get to showcase many different opinions, and I give you an outlet so you can say your opinion.
If you think you're gonna get a sensible opinion out of Philip anyway, then you're already on a losing battle.
Screw you, nigga. But anyway,
he's not.
No, thank you for getting me demonetized now. Thanks. Fuck. Philip Archer is really the villain of Matrix Lord 2 and 2, Season 2 of Matrix Lord Who. Yeah. Shit.
Anyway, let's get on with this.
Yes. Okay, so we established that you're not in bed with the Tartazone. That's what we established for this season of Matrix Lord 2 and 2. Okay.
I'm just someone that watches
it. If that was a TV show, okay.
I might watch it and sometimes input a bit of what? You know, my opinion on something it says.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Listen, if I would have known, okay, here's the thing. A lot of times when I'm doing these podcasts, it's not easy because everybody is on a goddamn different fucking social media. So it's not like and you know I don't like group chat, right, Connor? Because that's how the Whovian Tube War started. But if I did have that, it would probably be much easier. And now Joe has established a Discord for me, which he's working on, and we have up. And if you want to become part of the Discord, okay. I still have to figure out how that works. But yeah, Philip is on Facebook, Connor is on Facebook or Twitter. Certain people like Louis is on Instagram. Like, and for me to have all the windows open at all times, I don't usually do that. So sometimes I'll miss, Louis wants to come in or Vil wants to come in because Vil is on Instagram.
Yeah.
So it's just difficult because it's not like all the real Whovians members are on the same fucking thing. And in case you didn't know, because I'm popping videos out a lot, I ran out of memory on my fucking phone. So I have to keep deleting from my phone Facebook and Facebook Messenger and Twitter. And just to put a fucking video up because I probably have 20,000 photos on there or whatever. So I when I try to do the podcast, I don't intentionally leave people out. I try to have everybody on, but sometimes I don't realize that when I send a link, Connor can't come in because he's not on Twitter. He's on Facebook. So now going forward, I will always send the link to Connor on Facebook.
No, you can send it on Twitter. It's just it logged me out on my laptop, so I couldn't get. I used StreamYard on my laptop.
Got it. I got to ask you a massive question off air because I don't. Right. It's real Whovians business, and I don't want it to destroy the podcast. So before we leave, when we leave, just stay in here for a minute, okay? Because it's something really, really important to do with our group. But anyway, what you rated it a 7.5, right, Philip?
Yeah.
Now, Connor, what did you think of it?
I thought it was the fourth great episode in a row. I thought it was. I was going into it expecting to absolutely hate it because it just looked shit, but it wasn't actually what was advertised, and I thought that maybe apart from the Rani reveal, which I thought was a bit shit, the rest of it landed really well. I liked the inclusion of Susan. That was a shock.
Yeah. What's the let battle begin? What kind of fucking what is that supposed to fucking be? That was so corny as fuck.
The whole kind of scene was just
That's
fucking
battle begin. And look at my face; it's turning red like regeneration because of the fucking sun. Let's
I really
battle begin.
don't think this bi-generation shit works. It looks stupid.
Could we explain, like, could you fucking explain why they're bi-regenerating all of a sudden? Like, could it be related to the gods? Could they explain that maybe?
I think that
go on. Sorry, go on. Oh.
The best way to, in fact, the way that I think it might turn out is that by generation, and as Philip pointed out today, which has got me thinking, the space babies and Velengard are all experimentations of the Rani.
Hold on 1 second. Liam, does this look like my toilet? Does this look like I'm in my fucking bathroom, bro? Does anybody have fucking Spider-Man villain figures in their bathroom? This is the window is here. This is the fucking window. It's the sun because like we're in a simulation, right? So the sun is flickering because we're not real, right? So no, I'm just kidding. No, like this is my bedroom. This is my area, my podcast area. So you want light, maybe? You want me to make it lighter? Oh no, that makes it darker. It
makes it darker.
Yeah, no. So we're doing the sunlight. So this is not my toilet.
Right, actually, Connor,
if you want to make it lighter, you need to sit facing the window.
Yeah,
well, that's not going to happen.
Not possible.
The desk is set up. Yeah, no, I can't.
And anyway, I don't want to be flying out of my life to see your face properly, so it's all right.
Well, if I had it reversed, you would see my bed, and I don't really don't want you to see that, like whatever. So yeah, no.
I think that Velengard, the space babies, and bi-generation are all experimentations.
Is she trying to recreate the Time Lord race?
We don't.
We don't know, but she's the only prominent Time Lord that I can see having an impact on this whole timeless child thing, because like I forgot in Mark of Rani, like the very first time we meet her, she's experimenting on human brains, isn't she?
And she's old. So she appears to know she's in disguise.
She's in disguise, but she she doesn't care about like the being evil. She's not really evil in the same way that the Master is. The Master has beef with the Doctor. The Rani
doesn't. She does now. Now she does.
She does now. She kind of wants revenge, but like
he kind of fucking screwed her over a couple of times, like just really.
Because she's more of a scientist than the Master is. She is just more bothered about them scientific breakthroughs. So I wouldn't be surprised if she used regeneration energy to create this new race of like I'll say.
So is she trying to take over? Is she trying to take over as a leader of a new Time Lord?
No, she's probably just trying to find ways to make the Time Lords even more kind of powerful, I suppose. Maybe she's doing it for the good of the Time Lords.
So she's trying to free Omega from the animated universe? Is that what it is?
Like how in our world scientists are looking for cures for cancer and stuff like that. She's probably.
Can I just bring some scientific thing which we have to prove if it's real or not? Did you see the story about Russian scientists have like been able to track the soul when it left the body that's going to another fucking galaxy? Did you
I wouldn't believe anything. I won't believe anything that comes out of Russia. Apparently, they've got a vaccine that can cure cancer. It's fucking bollocks.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, it's all state.
I can't get over some of this shit I hear, but then again, most of this stuff out there is bullshit. We gotta know. really. But anyway, yeah. So with the Ronnie, look, I'm glad that she finally fucking appeared after like decades. Now, her appearance in Dimensions in Time doesn't count, right? That's not canon, right? Supposedly.
Well, it was in Unleashed. She was mentioned as last appearing in the 90s, which was when Dimensions in Time happened. So
Yeah.
So that counts because I thought that wasn't.
it
I thought
could.
that didn't.
It might be seen as canon now.
It might.
Might be, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
well, it
Five
has,
Doctors counts as a Susan appearance, right?
it has to it has to count because remember they counted Schalke, Scream of the Schalke with Richard E. Grant. They counted that because
That's
he was
not
in
canon.
it is
It
because
is.
he's facing,
It is.
because
Why
he's
did
facing
wait? No, what
In
he did?
Rogue-
No. He said that Russell explained why he put his picture there. The only reason is as an Easter egg, but not to be real, because he said that the actor sucks ass, and that he regrets saying that the doctor that Richard E. Grant sucked because he realized it was unprofessional, and he loves all his shit afterwards. So he felt that that was the wrong thing to do, so he did it to honor him. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's a doctor. That could mean that he's showing up as the great intelligence, and all the intergalactic news people think he's a doctor because he's showing up throughout the doctor's timeline trying to fuck him over, and they confused him with being a doctor. They didn't say that his doctor is canon that exists, period. It's just Russell just trying to make amends for his mistakes. Like he did with the Loki writer, who fucking told her she's a fucking stupid ass bitch and didn't know what the fuck she was doing. And then she's like, oh yeah, Russell. So when he had to make peace with her with Disney Plus, she's like, fuck you, I'm making the doctor gay and sticking his tongue down the guy's throat in Rogue. That's what that is.
Yeah, but the fact that it appears on TV, like in a new episode, suggests that it's canon.
yes. That's what we're trying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get.
By the
Well,
act of doing
it's
that,
canon. It's okay, but you have to understand too that if we're dealing, let's just say we're dealing with intergalactic media, right?
Yeah.
Intergalactic media, from the Cybermen standards, thought that Jackson Lake was a doctor. Okay, from their own info stamp.
Mm-hmm.
So they got it wrong. So there's probably, just like we have media that is wrong, there is probably media out there that are wrongfully reporting doctors existing, and they don't exist.
The Cybermen only got it wrong because he believed himself to be a doctor and acted as such.
Correct, but who's to say that we don't have that doesn't exist in Doctor Universe? That there's people that are in the media and intergalactic that they're fucking completely wrong. So I just don't take that as canon that he exists, because it just showed his face, but the great intelligence, fucking went through his timeline. So if you have a time travel watching it,
I can see what you're saying there, but why? Oh, it's complicated. But I
so
still
here's the thing you could take from that.
Go on.
If Clara lived, then so did he. Regardless.
Well, then, if the great intelligence is counted as being one of the faces of the Doctor,
No, but he's not the Doctor. But I'm saying is like he's still around too.
Then why wasn't Clara in that lineup of faces that we saw?
I don't know.
There you go. Then there's your answer.
Yeah, but not necessarily, because it's like, oh, Marty's finally fucking coming in.
I think it's just a simple fact that Richard E. Grant has been in Doctor Who twice.
There he is. There's Marty.
The two things are not necessarily connected. I don't think that Richard E. Grant being the Schalke Doctor is connected to the fact that he then later appeared 20 years later or whatever as the Great Intelligence, and then he went back in his timeline, and now all of a sudden...
Yeah, but he's not... They don't count the Chakra Doctor as canon yet.
Yeah, but
he was in Rogue.
Richard E. Grant?
By the act of putting him in an episode, you are canonizing that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, though.
But you are, because they're in that episode.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the thing, right? He's in the episode, but why time is not a straight line, so why couldn't he be a future Doctor? You don't know.
Well, there could be a future Doctor, but he's still the Doctor. He's still canon.
Well, we don't know if it's the Chakra Doctor, though. It could be, a Doctor in the future.
Let's just put it down to it's one of his faces.
Let's just not label that he's a chakra doctor. Let's label that he's a doctor.
Have we? I think I've walked in at the wrong part. I don't know what's going on.
Go ahead, Marty.
Yeah. So what do we? What do you? I have to ask you, Joe. Now that all the leaks have unfolded, where is your position? What is your opinion of everything?
So my opinion is, I like everything that's happening so far. I'm not crazy about the bi-generation, but there's nothing I can do about it. I don't want to see the bi-generation again, so please don't have the master do that, like bi-generate.
We're stuck with that, unfortunately.
I want them to explain that either time's fucked up and because the reality's fucking splitting, that they're splitting. It is known from the Ronnie that she's aware of it. It happened in the ancient past of Gallifrey, but they got to explain why it's happening now, and I think they need to.
We have an idea why reality's falling apart is because we all know there's a certain someone from the antimatter universe that's trying to get back through.
Okay, so if they explain that, great. But could it be also that because it happened to the Doctor, that maybe the Ronnie was there and now it's happening to her because maybe she picked up the tooth?
I don't know. I don't know. I just think that.
Yeah, but let's remember who did it. Who caused it to happen? The toy maker. He made Tennant split into two.
We think.
No,
we thought that he manipulated the regeneration for Jodie to make Tennant show up because he feels that the 10th Doctor was his greatest opponent.
That might be the case.
But that wasn't revealed as canon either yet.
Yeah,
and he knew Donna Noble, so he probably wanted to battle Donna Noble.
I think we're going to find out more next week about the rules of bi-generation and whatnot, because we never really found out what you can do, what you can't do. Can the bi-generated version regenerate? All of that. I think.
So here's the thing that annoyed me, Marty, about the bi-generation with the Ronnie. It is implied with the Ronnie that after the regeneration or bi-generation, that the person she was is now just Xerox copied because everything goes into the new version. So she's like a afterthought, a imprint. Now it's just a fucking copy. Is that just a Ronnie's ego, or is that fucking the way it is?
I tell you what I think. I tell you what I think's happened, and it's. I've thought about this for the past day or so. I think it's going to be revealed that Mrs. Flood was a bit like
Chameleon Arch,
the Keeper of Traken. I think the Ronnie took over Mrs. Flood's body
because she ran out of regeneration energy.
Yeah, something like that. I think she took over the body and she's been like hiding within Mrs. Flood. And something happened on the church in Ruby. Maybe it was. Do you remember the scene in the church in Ruby Road with the Doctor?
Right, it's like she woke up to who she was.
Yeah. And the TARDIS took off and she dropped the shop and then she looks around everywhere.
Right.
I think it was like a sleeper agent. I reckon she was hiding.
That's kind of makes sense if you think about Keeper of Traken and the Master taking it.
But then that doesn't explain why after the bi-generation that Mrs. Flood's acting like Mrs. Flood and not the Ronnie.
Because that's the real Mrs. Flood.
Yeah, that's the real Mrs. Flood. She's like she knows like the Ronnie has basically had control of her and she's afraid of her.
She's still the Ronnie also though.
I reckon she has like
not really. She's actually Mrs. Because remember, listen, when Ronnie calls her name, she calls her Mrs. Flood and not the Ronnie, didn't she?
No, well, she said she's a Ronnie, but I'm
a Ronnie. I know the definitive article, and then she says called her Mrs. Flood afterwards, which means what thing were we saying? I can't remember. You're still here now. Marty's saying she was someone that was taken over. And uses
so that's the difference between. So in other words, 14 is not a copy. That's 14, and then there's 15.
Yeah. She was exactly how Nissa's father was taken over by the.
So Miss Flood can't regenerate.
Yes, basically, yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh yeah, she can't. She can't. That's what I mean. She can't regenerate.
So she's still the Ronnie.
Unless
I don't think.
Unless it was the Ronnie that kick-started the regeneration within Mrs. Flood to come out of her. Do you know what I'm,
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say?
Well,
I
I
think-
just don't want them to diminish David Tennant's 14th Doctor. So.
I think it's gonna. I think we'll get backstory next week as to how the whole Mrs. Flood thing happened and how she ended up on Earth. Like, because they're gonna have to explain. Well, I think I would like.
They don't
them
have to explain anything. I mean, we want them to, but
They don't. Well, yeah, they're not. They don't have to, but I would like them to explain where the hell has the Rani been? Like, where was she with the Time War? Where has she?
Well,
been
here's the
hiding?
question: did they ever fucking explain that? That fucking Rassilon's in fucking 5 Doctors, where they have a computer attached to his fucking brain that he can't regenerate anymore, but yet they brought him back with the Time War. So, in other words, did they just say that there's regeneration limits, and now they just gave him regenerations, or is he bi-generated from another fucking Rassilon? And that's another thing. Just because it's bi-generation, and people use that term loosely now, when they say, "Oh, she's a bi-generation Ronnie," so they're trying to make it like she's not like somebody. They're trying to make it that one of them's not real, which that's not the case because the 14 and 15 are both the Doctor, which is complicated. So you need to establish, can they both regenerate? Because then you're going to have, then it's going to be crazy. Because how is that going to be with Society of Time Lords? If Rassilon bi-generates, then he ain't going to be fucking ruling with himself.
I think it's going to be. I think we'll find out more about the bi-generate, because I think part of me thinks the reason why the bi-generation happened. See, the Rani is first and foremost, she's a scientist, and she experiments with biology and genetics and whatnot. And I wouldn't be one bit surprised if the Rani somehow, it's revealed that the Rani somehow figured out, right, the bi-generation happened to the Doctor because it was, it's a myth that wasn't supposed to happen. But I would say that the Rani has probably figured out a way to engineer bi-generation.
So but she was surprised by it when she bi-generated. She's like, oh God.
I still think the toy maker caused the regeneration to happen, to come about. Because
let me ask you a question. So you want to know my stance? Okay. I am happy as an old school fan that the Ronnie's back, that Susan's back. This is what I've asked for. Okay. I got Sutek back. So as a fan, I'm satisfied. I'm happy. Okay. What I'm worried about is, because I'm a writer also, I feel that you're trying to do too much once. So like we're trying to focus on the Ronnie. So I want to focus as the Ronnie being the villain. I don't give a fuck about Conrad, but I know why she's bringing Conrad in there, because he hates Conrad. So she wants to show Conrad in his fucking face. I get that, right? He's a scrub. But the Ronnie's making him out to be big just because the Doctor doesn't like him.
No, I think Conrad is a vessel for either the Master or Omega, if Omega turns up.
I don't think the Master's appearing in the finale at all. I think he's saving that.
I think it's Omega. I
don't think. I mean, I would have put Omega as a villain by himself.
I mean, the leaks say it's Omega. So
let's discuss the future, because I heard the Valyard name in the fucking song that bitch sang. Okay, she's like, Valyard. I heard that. I'm not crazy.
You're overseeing that. You're overthinking that.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
No,
Valyard. I'm gonna be the Valyard. I'm gonna destroy the day and the people in the universe.
Joe, I think you should sing Dugga-doo, Dugga-doo, Dugga, Dugga, Dugga.
Dugga-doo. You're right. No, I honestly think that Russo in his brain, the Valyard, because Moffat had mentioned it in his episode, Valyard's going to be a villain in 4 or 5, whatever fucking season. That's the thing he's talking about. That's going to be the biggest thing ever that he's doing now.
But even if you bring the Valyard back, what is he? Just another Time Lord? He's nothing more than that.
Well, no. They're going to definitively explain, is he the Doctor in a future incarnation, or is he a clone created by the Ronnie or something, or whatever?
But it doesn't matter. He's got no real power. He's just another.
No, you want to know if the Doctor becomes an evil cocksucker? No, like I want to know. I want to know if that ties in with the
we saw the Doctor go evil cocksucker yesterday.
Listen, but that's great because here's why, right? If you map out the doctor, right, from a timeline perspective, right, you could say, okay, Fifth Doctor, Adric's in trouble. I'm gonna shoot the fucking Cyberman with a gun. I'm gonna stab the son of a bitch in the chest. I'm gonna shoot Omega with a gun. Now you become the Sixth Doctor. I'm going to choke the shit out of my companion. Oh shit, I may be evil. Now the Valyard appears. If I go down this trend, I'll be that evil bastard. I don't want to use guns anymore. I'm David Tennant's 10th Doctor. I don't use guns.
The thing is,
But
right?
we had that, but remember, we had that kind of doctor in the War Doctor, John Hurt. That was
But he was but he was not a natural doctor that should have existed. This is the Sisterhood of Karn implanting their own doctor in between a doctor that should have never existed to get a different outcome with the Time War. So you know it was 8, and you know it was 9, and you know it was 10, but they shoved it in there because it's time travel. And that's why when the job was done, the real doctor manifested when he wasn't even hurt, because the 9th Doctor was supposed to appear. So what I feel is that was a lie, that he couldn't regenerate, okay? And they just lied to him so that way their potion would take over before the 9th Doctor emerges. And when it was done, he pops in because he was always meant to pop in. The War Doctor was never meant to pop in. So that's my theory on it. And Marty's gone and they're all gone, but let me just say, I do not want Billy Piper to be the Doctor.
No.
One more time. Listen to me. It's one thing for us to do podcasts based off of speculation and news, and if we're going to cover the news, the Real Whovians cast is going to cover it, even if I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, because Russell could make it happen. Okay, so any podcaster out there like Noel saying that Billy Piper is not the 16th Doctor, that's bullshit, because Russell T. Davies doesn't give a fuck what you think, and he's going to do what he wants to do. He doesn't care about, he's the boss, and he treats it that way, that if you don't like it, it's too fucking bad. Get along with it and be a yes man, because then you're not going to be part of the boys club. And that's it. So I'm worried that he will do it.
Okay, fair enough. Here's
I'm
another
petrified.
Here's another takeaway for you that I think in my head. Now the space babies, right? We know they're coming back. What if the space babies are the members of the Doctor's true people, and that's why they're in it?
Space babies could be the timeless child, and it's not the Doctor. It's just whatever she fucking created. And Tech-Teun's a fucking space baby also. They're all bullshit. Oh, bullshit. I don't believe. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't believe the timeless child. Because I'm sorry, when your fucking main villain tells you what your history is, do you believe it? Not really. Sorry. And people alter the matrix of Gallifrey because the Valyard has the key and is technically in charge of the matrix of Gallifrey. And the Valyard kind of got whatever regenerations he wants because he became the keeper of the key of the matrix. So he got what he wanted. Who knows where the fuck he is, but he's probably around causing all this.
In expanded media, like books and things, he became kind of good, and he died eventually.
But that's not canon either. Just like Missy.
That's not canon because in books, but he died.
Yeah.
But I don't think they would go all out just to do the Valyard again. I think that's a done deal.
I don't think so, because Moffat mentioned it with the Great Intelligence. So the Great Intelligence was aware of the Valyard. So I kind of want, and here's the thing, as a Doctor Who fan, I always thought once they introduced that's a thing to look forward to for the future. Right? And I expect to see the Valyard appear eventually.
But even if we do, like I said before, what's the point of him? What can he do?
Because I like the point where, just think about that. If the Doctor becomes him, who the fuck's going to stop him? Because if he's the newest Doctor, who the fuck is going to stop the Valyard? Nobody.
the Doctor won't become him because the Valeyard is an entity in his own right.
We don't know that. We don't know. You can't go by canon established by Big Finish. We don't know what the fuck he is.
Even by the TV standards, all he wanted was the remainder of the Doctor's regenerations. Yes,
but they said he is somewhere between his 12th and final incarnation, right?
Which means he exists in the timeline.
So let me ask you a question. So if the Valeyard isn't the last incarnation, which I tend to believe that, but again, no. So in other words, he has no. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Valeyard, can he regenerate or no? Even though he wants the Doctor's regeneration,
they can make him do that because
we don't know definitely he can regenerate or not, right?
Yes, he's the Doctor's darker side.
No, but we don't know if at the time they had limits that he cannot regenerate anymore. That's why he wanted the Doctor.
We'll only know that if they make the Valeyard regenerate.
I was always under the impression
they're gonna have to because Michael Jason is no longer with us. He died.
I know that. God rest his soul. So what I'm trying to say is I envisioned the last Master's incarnation, he was like demonic and falling apart. And I would think that the last incarnation of the Doctor is not the Valeyard, but the Watcher. And that the Watcher regenerated into himself, and that kind of created a new timeline, really. I would think.
Okay.
And it would sort of be where he doesn't remember anything from being the Doctor after that. The only memory he will retain would be a plot device for why he regenerated into himself is to alter something. One thing. So that's what I believe with the Watcher. I think that the Valeyard would regenerate and become the Watcher, but I think that he would want to keep being the Valeyard, but he can't control that. So that could be like a thing where the regeneration got fucked up or something, like a bi-generation. But maybe, like, look, they said that the Doctor was unstable with something, so he almost killed the fucking companion. So something could happen where the regeneration energy went wrong, and he became pure evil, the opposite of what he is. So I want them to explain it. I want to see it, but at the time that it happens, it would have to be a past Doctor that stops the Valeyard, because if that's the final Doctor, then there's nobody to go. He will. If the Doctor is evil, nobody could really stop the Valeyard but the Doctor. Really,
it depends.
The Master couldn't do it. Nobody could do it.
It depends on the level of evil that the Doctor becomes. The level. Because at the end of the day, the Master's evil, but we can stop him.
Well, the level of the Valeyard being evil, that's kind of evil. You want to fucking take your own fucking. That's a paradox, first of all. Taking your own regeneration energy, because wouldn't that stop you from existing? So maybe the Valeyard's not completely the Doctor from the future. Maybe it's just. I mean, who the fuck?
They said when they say he's a mixture of all the bad vibes of the Doctor into one body.
But he's not necessarily. Well, so he said he was the Doctor. No, the Master said he's the Doctor.
Yeah, he's a Doctor, but an evil version of Doctor with all his.
So was there a bi-generation in the future where there was the Doctor and then the Valeyard?
The Valeyard and the Doctor are two separate beings. They're not the same being.
Is it because of bi-generation that we know now?
If you want to put it like that, then yeah, you can say that now. Because
right, we can say that now. We could say that now that in the future, if he bi-generates, which the Doctor's going to go on forever, so at some point in time, regeneration number 100, he's going to bi-generate again.
Yeah, if you want to put it like that, that's one way they can do it and explain it. He's just a bad bi-regeneration of himself, which could happen. Literally, could happen.
I just don't want Omega to appear because I want him to be by himself, but Russell's going to do what he's going to do. At the end of the episode, I expect you're going to think Ronnie's dead. You're going to think that maybe Miss Flood will still continue. And then that's a thing that was.
Let's not forget, we saw Michelle Gomez at the premiere. So we've had Joe Martin there. What if Michelle Gomez popped up as well at the end of the season?
Well, that's the thing. We also saw Martha Jones' mother, which if Martha Jones was in the spinoff, she's going to be in the trailer as her mother saying, "Oh, what are you going out there for?"
Oh, can we briefly touch on Land and the Sea, whatever you want to call it? Right.
I think Martha Jones is the major thing of that.
Yeah, but you keep thinking that they can't cancel Doctor Who because they got Land of the Sea to come. That can
Correct.
still happen. That can still happen because the Doctor's not going to feature in Land of the Sea, and that's a separate thing altogether.
No, it isn't, because the thing is, they have to go to. Okay, so let's just forget about you and me being Whovians. Let's be business fucking partners, right?
All right, go on.
Okay, we're Disney Plus, let's say, right? We have Doctor Who. We want the Doctor Who, right? Where we give them seasons, whatever we want, the spin-offs. With the contract, it basically says if they cancel Doctor Who, right, you don't get shit. It all goes back home, right? You can't do any more spin-offs. You can't do anything, right?
Right.
Disney, we'll say if we're Disney Plus, we're not going to cancel Doctor Who before the war between the land and sea appears. Because then we go into Comic-Con and we go into panels about the war between the land and the sea. And then they ask you, well, you don't fucking have faith in Doctor Who. So why the fuck should I watch this shit, motherfucker? Right? And they won't have no idea how to answer it because they want the ratings to be through the roof. Now, here's another thing. If Doctor Who is canceled and the ratings are through the fucking roof of the war between the land and the sea, they can't make a sequel. They can't make another season because it's connected to the contract with Doctor Who. You're fucked. So in other words, maybe they're allowed to air it, but they are not allowed to, like, that's the thing. They're not, Disney never will, they're not Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers will make a movie and say, we're Warner Brothers. We spent $500 million on Batgirl. Fuck that shit. Scrap that shit. No motherfucker will see Batgirl ever. They did that with Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo, they spent what, $100 million on a sequel to Scooby-Doo, a fucking animated? They scrapped that too. So Warner Brothers just doesn't give a fuck. Disney has never canceled something that was already made. The Inhumans was a thought, but they never filmed shit. So they made it into a TV series and it still failed. But War Between Land and Sea is filmed. It's done. But you cannot cancel the show after season 2 because you still have to air the War Between the Land and the Sea. And you said that after season 2, before the War Between the Land and the Sea, there will be an announcement. So what announcement would there be? Season 3 is happening because guess what? I say it's a holdover because we were put into a position as Disney Plus where we had to air the spinoff, but we can't break partnership with Doctor Who while the spinoff is there. So here you go, Russell. Here's a bone. There's season 3.
Wait a minute. Nobody knows what viewing figures there are with Disney Plus. They won't even show them. Nobody knows what they are.
But Disney Plus said it was a success.
Why is that? Right.
But it doesn't matter. But it doesn't matter because they said. But no, it doesn't because they said it was a success.
They can say anything. Anybody can.
But the thing is, you're not going to say it's a success to the general public.
Why not?
Then when they cancel it, then they say, but you said it was a success because then they're tripping over their own words.
It's what you look.
Look, they're not. They're not.
If the BBC can show us the figures dropping week by week, why can't Disney Plus show us what their figures are?
Because the thing is, right now, okay. So here's the thing, right?
Yeah, go on.
All those ratings. This is why I don't understand these podcasters, but I'm gonna make sense of it. You elected Disney Plus to be okay. So let's go back even further. Let's go back even further. Let me go back. Let me go back to Jody. Let me go back to Jody. I have to.
One thing clear, right? Just one thing. Disney Plus only had the rights to screen it, and
I'm going to explain that. I'm going to explain that. Please give me some credit. listen, I know that you and I do not agree on a lot of things. And I know your opinion of me, while we do podcasts and we're friendly and everything, you probably don't like me. You think I'm an asshole. And that's fine. That's
I've never said
I
that.
know, I know, but
You,
I think that. I think that. I think that. But I know for some reason in my brain you can't stand it when I'm right about shit. But that's fine. That's
You're not
fine.
right yet. You don't know that yet, though.
Sometimes.
You
Sometimes.
don't
Okay.
know that. Go on.
Okay.
Go on.
Okay. So what I was told was when Doctor Who was on the verge of cancellation with Jodie Whittaker's thing. Now again, regardless, they were going to continue with Doctor Who. Jodie was going to stay, but then she got pregnant. That is why she left. Not because they said we're ending Doctor Who. They didn't make any announcement to them that they were ending Doctor Who. She's pregnant. And she even said how difficult it was. And she knew it was going to be difficult because she's been pregnant before. So she knows how difficult it was to be a doctor running around, and you can't do that. So 1 minute they're going to stay, right? And then she got pregnant, and that wasn't planned, and that changed. So people go against me saying, you said she was going to stay. Okay, but guess what? I'm not in Jodie Whittaker's bedroom. So I didn't know that she had tons of fucking sex with her husband, and boom, now she's pregnant. Okay? And that she didn't use protection. Whatever. Okay? That's not my fault. You can't come after me for getting that wrong because she didn't even know she was going to get pregnant. Okay. But regardless, the shit got to a point where even if they didn't say anything to them, they were probably going to just walk away. They were going to do an open-ended regeneration, and it was probably going to, it didn't get canceled. It was probably going to be canceled. Okay? Let's be clear. Russell, because of COVID, they all started being like children, like little kids, writing Doctor Who shit. They were all excited. Moffat was excited. He was excited. People were loving them again. Oh, Russell, we love this shit. Oh, Moffat, we love this shit. Their egos. I'm sorry. You have to think of Russell as an entity like Omega and fucking Moffat like Zeus. And you have your fucking little servants like, oh, I worship Moffat. Ah! Right? They love that shit. They eat that shit up. They go on a pedestal like Grey's Anatomy stands, and they're fucking like superheroes. Okay? They ate that shit up. Right? Russell's like, oh, I'm Russell T Davies. I could save Doctor Who, and I'm gonna, but no one can tell me that that's not the Doctor's mother. Oh no! If I'm in charge, BBC, I have 100% say, and no one can tell me nothing ever again because I'm Russell T Davies, and now I'm going to rent Doctor Who and all the characters of Doctor Who like a hot dog cart, and I'm going to give you royalties, BBC, but you cannot tell me shit. And it's going to be a contract where my buddies at Bad Wolf got the contract for 5 years or 10 years, and you could give us money for it, but you can't say shit. And you're going to agree to this because I'm going to save Doctor Who and I'm going to save the BBC.
But it doesn't matter when he says that sort of stuff because.
But that was signed. It was signed. They gave him Doctor Who. Okay, Russell, here you go. And Russell said he went to Disney Plus and he chose Disney Plus. He's the showrunner and he's in charge and he chose Disney Plus. Now, all these assholes are like, Disney Plus is angry. No, he fucking chose them. So they can't fucking fire him ever. Okay? Bad Wolf, he fucking made his friends create Bad Wolf and he gave jobs to Bad Wolf and he's the reason they built the fucking Bad Wolf Studios. So they will never fire him ever.
They're not going to fire him. All they're going to do is say, we're not putting any more money into
No, they're not. And BBC was on the balls of their ass and he fucking saved them. Okay? It doesn't matter that maybe it's not the profits you think, and it's not just Doctor Who. He got his buddies to do shows for the BBC and Disney Plus. Moffat fucking squeaked out a fucking thing. This one squeaked out a thing. They're all connected in the boys club. Jim know everybody. So they're making money from the BBC. They're making money for Doctor Who. So Disney Plus is not going to fire Russell. BBC is not going to fire Russell. Bad Wolf is not going to. So let's move on. Let's move on.
Nobody's fired. No one can fire him.
But listen. So if Disney Plus says we don't want to do this anymore, that's fine. But guess what? Doctor is still going on, no matter what. BBC will throw more money at it, whatever. Because at the end of the day, he'll figure out a way to make them profitable. Because he's a businessman. More than a showrunner in a sense. So Doctor Who isn't going anywhere. And I've said on my channel, it isn't going anywhere.
Well, it's
period.
It would have to go on hiatus now anyway.
Not necessarily. Okay, so let's do mathematics, okay? They were supposed to film in February. Now, they did film in February because Shooty had filmed stuff. So I was correct that they did film. Maybe it wasn't labeled season 3 or not. Wait, but I was told too that the Christmas special was done too. Now, again, I still don't believe the bullshit that I heard on Type 40 podcast that the Christmas special is done. And it's kind of fucking convenient that somebody asked him the question about the Christmas special when he's not allowed to answer based on the contract. But he never said there was no Christmas special. He said it wasn't part of the first order. That's fair. All these, and again, I'm tired. All these motherfuckers made up their own shit. Okay? I like Dan and Type 40. And I think it's great that what he's doing, and he's way more professional and articulate than I am. I just do a podcast. I'm not editing anything. I'm not making fancy graphics. I don't even know how to put a fucking theme music on here. That old Doc made me the fucking theme music. I don't know how to do it. I'm not, listen, Noel, I'm going to give him a compliment, is even more intelligent technology-wise than I am, because he makes 5 fucking intros, which I can't fucking stand when I watch his shit, because you're such an ego, you got to watch 5 introductories. It's like 10 minutes before your fucking podcast even starts. So that's that funny thing I'm saying. But he is smarter, Noel, in the Tartar Zone than I am, because I don't know how to do that. And he does. Okay, maybe problem being made for him, whatever. God bless them. I'm not that good. Okay, so I got to give credit where credit is due to Type 40. Of all the podcasts, I think his is the most professional looking. Okay, now again, Dan, I didn't see your message. I'm sorry. I will look at it. I apologize. I didn't see Marty's message. I didn't see, because I think he was reacting to what I said in the Type 40 video I made. Okay, so regardless of, let me just continue with Type 40 for a minute. So, on Type 40's podcast, on their anniversary 200 episode, which I tend to go on the comment section like you do and comment or whatever, he made, okay, it's going to happen that my sources and his sources conflict. One of them is going to be real and one of them is going to be not. Okay. And it's nothing to do with egos. Okay. I was not like, on the air, you saw the interacting, and you said making a bold statement that Disney dropped Doctor Who on the 200th episode of Type 40, that the Christmas special is done, that Disney is done. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Dan, right? Now, I know that Dan doesn't like Shooty, because obviously you could see the videos about, he's made. Even though you want to be professional, I understand that. It comes through sometimes. He gets a little angry, and it comes through what he really likes, what he doesn't like. But he doesn't think he's a star, because I clipped that. I saw that he said Shooty Gat was not a star, but he is a star. But anyway, and by the way, it wasn't been 3 years that he's been the Doctor, because it would be 2026 of December 9th from his appearance in The Giggle. That will be 3 years. So Type 40 is wrong about that also. He hasn't been the Doctor for 3 years. But let's get over it. I just don't like when people take liberties to make up shit, because he said it was 100% accurate, no room for error, that his source was right, that Disney dropped Doctor Who and there's no Christmas special. And that is bullshit. And I know that's bullshit. So I made a video when I vented a little bit.
Because you rely on what your sources tell you.
No. There is no article right now that says that Disney dropped Doctor Who. So it's bullshit, right? There's no article that definitively says there will be no Christmas special.
We would only know that if we saw the numbers for Disney Plus viewing figures.
No. Okay, we would have it. Okay, wait. We can't. You can't even say. Listen. You can't say. Listen. I'll give you an example why you can't say. All right. Let's just say you and I got the Disney Plus numbers.
Mm-hmm.
The numbers. Let's say hypothetically speaking, the numbers signify cancellation.
Okay.
And according to analyzing the numbers, the show has to be canceled. Right?
Okay.
Just because the numbers say that doesn't mean Disney Plus is going to do that. And I'll give you an example. I have to. Star Trek V fucking bombed. Right?
Yeah.
Star Trek V took such a loss. That would have been it for Star Trek for a long fucking time period. Right?
Yeah.
The company made a business decision based off of the overall history of all the money they made from Star Trek. They said, we are going to take a risk and we are going to do Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, because we feel that this movie will do great and the franchise can be saved. There is no reason that they should have ever, from a business standpoint, by money, should have made that decision with all the logic. If you're talking about Vulcans, Star Trek should have ended with Star Trek V. But they made a human decision to take a risk against the loss of money and said, here's another 100 million or 200 million. Pay these guys, give them all raises. Let's go. Guess what? Fucking did great. Star Trek Next Generation was doing great. Let's make movies for those motherfuckers. Let's make fucking do more spin-offs. Okay? Look, that's it.
You're missing one point.
No, I'm not.
You're missing one point. Star Trek is in Doctor Who. Doctor Who and Star Trek.
Correct. Star Trek is Paramount Pictures.
Yes.
I know that. I grew up on that. I know that. Okay. They were also the original owners and home to my favorite horror franchise, Friday the 13th, until they sold it to new
companies, by the Joe.
Disney Plus. You have to. Okay, I've been in business too. You have to look at the overall picture. It's more than Doctor Who. Okay. Let's say we establish this universe. Let's say, look, as Disney Plus, we can't cancel Doctor Who because we got to let the spin-off air. That should be the thing. We're not going to make an announcement of Doctor Who until the spin-off's done. Thank you. Because then there will be no room for error, right? Because then you would cancel it if it doesn't work, right? You wouldn't interfere with the ratings for the War Between the Land and the Sea. We could give them money to go into Comic-Con. We fly the actors out there. We put them in the hotel thing. We have them just like they paid for Shooty going around. Oh, Lord, I went fucking my companion. We're going to a basketball game. They paid for all that shit. Listen, Disney Plus will spend a lot of money, right? They're going to spend money on. Why would they want to spend money? They already threw a lot of money at the spinoff, right? You just canceled. You're going to fucking screw yourself.
The spinoff was made before all this shit.
But it doesn't matter. They have to promote it, right?
Yes.
100%. And the thing is, when you promote something, you have the intent that it's going to be successful so you can continue it. So, Philip, you're Disney Plus, and I'm Russell T. Davis, right? Okay? You want to cancel me. Okay? And we'll say, okay, you pay for the War Between Land and the Sea, you cancel Doctor Who, we're going to air War Between Land and the Sea, right? Disney says, fuck Doctor Who, we're not even going to promote the goddamn shit, right? The ratings go through the fucking roof. Like you wouldn't fucking believe. This is the most hottest, greatest shit that people have ever seen in their fucking life. Americans, everyone all over the world, fucking are in love with Kate Stewart and Unit. Oh, we love this shit. She's shooting these motherfuckers. She's badass. She's defending the earth. Fucking hell yeah, I want to see this shit. Okay, you're telling me I want season 2 of The War Between the Land and the Sea. Fuck you, Disney Plus. Fuck you. You canceled my Doctor Who. Go fuck yourself.
That's being petty, though. That's being
No,
petty.
it isn't. No, it isn't.
It is. Because you're saying.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Because guess what? He's been established that his favorite thing in the world is Doctor Who as a fan.
Yeah.
He's been given the keys of the kingdom. He's got the he's in charge of the legacy of Doctor Who. He has an ego. He lashes out at people when they're wrong. Okay? Doesn't matter how powerful they are, right? If he doesn't get what he wants, go fuck yourself. He doesn't care, right? If you are going to insult him and cancel his Doctor Who, if The War Between the Land and the Sea is the most popular shit ever, and it's going to make them a lot of money, now that you canceled it, you can't get it. BBC could say, fuck you, and they could go do the Unit show on the BBC, and they're done. They're done.
The spin-off is a separate thing from the Doctor
But
Who
you don't know what's successful or not. You really don't know. I don't know. Did I know that I was going to do a video with Friday the 13th and it was going to have 8,000 fucking views? No, I did not. Talking about Jason in the snow? No. Did I know that fucking my #1 video on YouTube is going to be about fucking the Mandela effect with Moonraker, a James Bond thing? Did I never talk about James Bond, even though I'm a James Bond fan? No, I did not. Did I know that my top videos is going to be fucking Orville or whatever? No. I don't know what's going to be a success on my channel. I can never predict it.
Right. If Disney Plus feels like Doctor Who is hemorrhaging their money and not making the views that they hope for, they have the right to go.
They have the right, but they could take The War Between the Land and the Sea with them.
They could.
They could take. No, they will. They can. It's their shit. So if they put it on Disney Plus will start making so much money off of it, right? Oh fuck, we just fucked ourselves because now season 2 of that's going to be on the BBC. We're fucked. Disney is not stupid.
Yeah, but that's their choice.
No, but they're not stupid. Even though they make stupid decisions, they're not. They don't really all the time is stupid 24/7. They have a potential for a show to have high ratings. They are not Warner Brothers. They are not going to destroy that show. They're not.
But then show us the ratings for Doctor Who.
They won't. They don't have to.
Why? Why?
Because because they have egos. They don't have to.
They do.
They don't.
They don't. They don't have to. But that would explain why they want to pull out of Doctor Who.
They don't want to pull out of Doctor Who because it's all fucking bullshit created by Whovian podcasters. I want to give you an example.
Go on.
And I apologize if anybody takes it the wrong way, because in this case, I'm not trying to bash. There was a lot of people out there that said that the TARDIS was packed up. That Bad Wolf packed up the TARDIS. I knew for a fact that was complete bullshit. Okay? From my sources, I knew 100% for a fact that was complete bullshit. And I'm not saying who, but they went on their podcast and they're saying it's definitely done with Bad Wolf. The TARDIS is packed up completely. Now, I did clip Mr. H. Mr. H flat out said, reviews, that shit's packed up. And I'm like, no, it isn't. That's bullshit. And I know we got mad about it. He didn't block me, but I know we got mad when people brought it to his attention. I was sharing that fucking clip because I thought it was hysterical. And in case you didn't know, I love Mr. H Reviews channel, and I think he's fantastic. And anything we've talked about on the Everything Show, I've always agreed with him except, Doctor.
Mhm.
So you want to put it out there. Mr. H reviews, in my personal opinion, is fucking fantastic. I'm a fan, but I don't agree with the Doctor Who shit. Sorry, because I'm 100% Doctor Who made. TARDIS born and bred. So that's it. So if you're gonna go against my Doctor Who, we might be enemies. But again, I'm just gonna say it right out there. He doesn't know shit about Doctor Who, Mr. H reviews. He's not perfect, and that's great. Because not everybody's perfect. There you go. Fair. So, yes, if you're going to say a statement like that, I'm going to make you shove it in your fucking face if you're wrong about my favorite show. So, there were podcasters out there, and the ego came out. Oh, we have people on set. Oh, shit. Look, I had my motherfucking camera. Oh, my God. Look, I'm in the fucking TARDIS, bitch. Right? Motherfuckers have people in the media asking Russell T. Davies questions. I'm aware of that. Okay? But they got a little bit of an ego where they created bullshit that they want Doctor Who. Listen, I'm sorry. They want Doctor Who canceled. They are not being open-minded about it at all. They're not. They are trying to be professional, some of them, and they are pushing to get it canceled. They are pushing. Everybody's pushing to get it canceled in their own way. So when it came out that they were full of shit, immediately said that's not real. You even told me. You even went against me, Philip Archer, and you're like, you don't know Matrix Law 2 and 2. That could be a photo. You don't know. I don't give a fuck that Marty has coffee with Russell every single month. And I don't give a fuck what Russell told Marty to tell you. I don't give a fuck. That's a factored photo. And then they got the investors to go on the goddamn fucking set to show, hey, motherfucker, look, the TARDIS is still standing, bitch. And all these podcasters have played it off where I never said that was definite. It was speculation. Nope. You didn't say that was speculation. You said flat out, you're the authority. You know, because of your legacy as a podcast, that it's definitely packed up. So, again, this all comes to the fact that sometimes we're all not perfect. And you can't be, you know. I'm not perfect. Type 40 is not perfect. Sphere is not perfect, right? TARDIS Zone is definitely not even near perfect, but okay, right? So, like, that's the thing, is that when people make a bold statement, I get angry with that. Now, again, Marty is a source, but he's not the source that I've always had. I have someone in the BBC that I talk to on Facebook, and I have somebody else. So I have multiple sources, okay? So my multiple sources told me before I heard anything from Marty that Doctor Who has a commission date. We've all talked about this on my cast for a long time, and there's a special secret date that Doctor Who can be filmed up until this point, and then it's done. And we've talked about this for years on my cast, the commission date. And I said that, what was the commission date? I said 2033 that Doctor Who is saved until 2023, meaning shit will be made up until 2033, right? And nothing to do with Marty. So I heard that they're still good with Disney Plus. I heard that the Christmas special was filmed. I heard all this, right? Now, I could be wrong, sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you're wrong,
I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect.
Will you admit that everything you thought you knew was wrong? Yes.
Philip.
Yes, sir.
Do you watch my videos or not?
Of course I do. You know I do.
Was there a video recently that I said in capital letters, I'm wrong?
Yeah, I've seen one of those ones. I think I did see that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. If I'm wrong, I am the biggest person that rips apart myself.
Fair enough.
Okay. I do that. And I've always done that in the past. If we had differences and I was wrong, I apologize to you if I was wrong. I am open-minded. You may think, and I'm just saying you and others may craft this that I'm a character and I'm not, this is an act. Oh no, I'm sorry. Maybe that's the wrong thing, but this is a genuine article. What you see is what you get. I am a nut. I'm sorry. We all know that. People know I'm a nut. Maybe that's not a good characteristic, but I'm real. Okay, I'm not fucking playing games. I'm real. So
Yeah.
I don't make, and you know this, I don't do clickbait shit. I don't make videos for views. I don't fucking do that.
We all do it.
I may
We all
take a piss.
do it.
I may take a piss, and you know I take a piss sometimes.
Mm.
When I drink out of my own head, my own fucking mug, I make fun of myself. Okay, I'm not looking to be the ambulance chaser because I'm doing my gaming, and you know that. And that's been taking me away from Doctor Who also, because that's more important to me at the moment is getting my rankings, right? Which now it's not, because now I'm talking about Doctor Who, so this is more important. It's back and forth. It's a never-ending. What's gonna be dominant? I don't know. I should be doing gaming because I'm about to lose my ranking. What am I doing? Talking about Doctor Who. So anyway, I didn't do those videos to. I didn't create bullshit for my channel to get subscribers. I used to always care about subscribers until I was robbed of subscribers unfairly when people did that whole Whovian 2 war against me. After that, I didn't give a fuck about subscribers, honestly. No, not that I don't care about my subscribers. I care about my subscribers. I didn't care about getting new subscribers. I didn't give a fuck after a while because I tried so hard at that point to get those subscribers to be where it was. And then I lost 400 unfairly because people created fake accounts of me. They tried to make it like Major Splatoon was a scumbag. And even to this day, people believe from fake trolls I fucking wish cancer on people never happened. I wish this I never fucking happened ever. I had people die in my family of cancer. I put cancer in my book. I fucking delayed the release of my book so that way someone with cancer would see that poem and that would motivate them to live. A friend of mine's mom. Okay? So don't tell me, and it cost me money to delay that book. Just because you have a release date, I had to pay extra to delay it just to put that in there for my friend's mom. So it isn't about the money. It isn't about shit. So don't tell me like that. So with Doctor Who, I say what I believe, what I'm told to believe. Now, when Marty went to one of his media releases and he saw everybody and they said, Mark Gatiss is the voice of Ring-a-Ding. He told me I did a video about it. Right? Now I have a responsibility as the host. Doesn't matter if Marty gets it wrong or whoever gets it wrong. If it's wrong, I have to say I'm wrong, right?
Yes.
I was devastated. That devastated me where I almost stopped doing casts and everything with the movies because I'm like, it's like I lied to my public, my fans. I can't do that. I'm not going to talk about Doctor anymore. I was devastated, right? Made a video, made it more than what it is. Nobody even fucking saw it. Nobody even cared, right? They didn't care that I admitted I was wrong, right? Mysteriously, 24 hours later, Russell T. Davis makes a fucking video announcement that people that got it wrong because he purposely lied to the media about the voice of Ring-a-Ding. Purposely.
Yeah, he's allowed to do that.
He didn't need to. He didn't need to do that, right? And he could have just been quiet about that. There was no reason that benefited him at all doing that. But by him doing that, I saw that, and I'm like, oh. He knows that I made a fucking fool of myself. Oh. He made me make a fool out of himself. So, like, he did that for me. So I continue to do my podcast and everything and not feel bad about it. Okay, Russell, thank you. I will. So, like, again, Marty is with him having coffee. Right? Marty flat out asked him about season 3. Now, again, keep in mind, Marty went for the job for Bad Wolf.
Yeah,
they
I know.
told him, if you get this job, you cannot do the real Whovians cast with Matrix Law. You can't do it.
It goes without saying.
You're not allowed to do it.
Not just yours, anybody's.
No, but they told him, you're not allowed to do it. Okay, but he wound up getting a different job, right? I'm not famous, and I'm not saying I'm famous, and I'm not saying, oh my God, listen, Russell knows me, Russell knows Noel, Russell knows every single person that talks about Doctor Who on every single podcast, period. So we're not famous, but he knows of us.
Yeah, of
Now,
course.
okay. So he knows that if he tells Marty something, I'm going to talk about it immediately on my podcast, and I'm going to brag about it because he knows I love Doctor Who, and he knows that oh shit, season 3, oh shit, Russell just told us, oh shit, besides what I heard from BBC. So I immediately go on here, and I immediately say, fucking Russell just told Marty, he asked him, he said, season 3, don't worry about season 3. Everything is under control. Everything is fun. Oh shit! My fears have been lifted. The showrunner has told me we're good. Right? He goes on the one show now. Duns with Coffee with Marty, or whatever it was. It was the morning, whatever show that he was doing the talk show. Goes on there. Says the complete fucking opposite. I already aired my shit. I already aired the Whovians. I already went on my Twitter rant. I fucking did a million fucking posts. Oh, fucking shit. Oh, shit. Season 3. Oh, shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? The Fook? What is it? What? What's happening? So I started to say, wait a minute now. What the fuck is happening? What the fuck just happened? Right? I know what happened because I seen fucking Lux. And I seen what he did. Rest in peace, Doctor Who. Whovians in Doctor Who. Doctor Who logo. Oh, what was my favorite episode? I'm a fucking fictional character. Doctor the fake show. Oh no, it's not really a fake show. He fucking knows. So I felt he orchestrated this whole shit. He knows we're battling and everybody's battling, and he needs it to tie into the story arc of cancellation for Doctor Who. I even created this thing that I believed in my head. He told Disney Plus not to fucking announce Doctor Who. That's part of the fucking story arc. That's part of the whole thing. Because season 3 was happening.
So it's an ego trip, is it?
No. What I know was season 3 was definite. He wanted season 4.
And 5.
No. At the time, let's go by timeline, okay? Now he's writing 4 and 5. Back then he had 3 done, and he's starts to work on 4. Okay, he wanted 4 because 4 signified a new show and a new Doctor. All intents and purposes, shooting 3 seasons now. They didn't tell him yes to season 4. Okay, so now they're like, we want the back catalog.
That is a good point.
Okay, I want season 4. We want the back. I want season 4. I don't care what you want. I want season 4. But we want the back. I don't care. We would get more subscribers. We're losing subscribers. We want to get our subscribers to stay. We want our Whovians to stay subscribed to Disney Plus. That's nice. I want season 4. Where we're at, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. Well, we don't know 100% what it is. I have an idea of, because nobody writes a whole season like they're gambling in a casino. Nobody. Okay? He knows. He's writing it because he knows it was happening. Okay? Now, they pulled Shooty's all excited. Goes on Graham Norton. They cut it. Why they cut it? Because they want it to be part of the story arc. They want to create doubt. They want
unless they thought he jumped the shark.
No.
And he wasn't meant to.
No. Russell purposely. Okay. In the past, when we did the cast, Moffat came out and said, I lie about Doctor Who. Russell lies about Doctor Who. We put it in there that the Doctor lies and River lies. but it's really Russell and RTD lie for the safety of Doctor Who. So they said the Doctor lies, River lies. That's never changed. He will lie to everyone. When too many people ask him questions about the 14th Doctor, how did that end? The Doctor's dead. He died. He drowned in Venice in 2027. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah. Oh, did he, Russell? Okay. Everybody stopped talking about it. Everybody stopped. Full stop. The showrunner said the Doctor's dead. They stopped.
Well, now he is. If you think about what's happening now with May the 24th, that Doctor's dead.
No, we don't know. We don't know.
Of course he is. If
we don't know.
If Earth is destroyed on May 24th,
why is he there? How do you know he's there?
Because the 10th Doctor's there with Donna and her family.
No, he's in the TARDIS. He's in the TARDIS somewhere when it happens, just like with Sutek. First of all, you saw fucking Rose Noble. She's not playing Bejeweled. She's like, hey, uncle, we're fucked. Go in the TARDIS. Get the fuck out, Sutek. The Doctor looks at this. Donna Noble, get to the TARDIS. Whoa, what's wrong? Let's go, let's go, let's go. In the TARDIS. Out. Out. They're out. Out. TARDIS is in the backyard. They're out. Okay?
Yeah.
Out. The Doctor is fucking wearing like fucking Jedi fucking cloth and shit, and he's looking around like the slums, and everything looks like Tatooine in the future for some reason. And there's like whatever, and the woman's like, oh, and this man spoke to me, and this man was traveling. Who's the fucking man that's traveling? The fucking 14th Doctor with Donna Noble. And he's like, oh, do me a favor, lady, that with the baby that's dead and the thing that you don't know the baby's dead. Here's the fucking spoon. Give it to the Doctor. Thank you. He was traveling with Donna Noble in space. Sutek is on Earth. Everything is destroyed but that one planet.
Okay, but at the end of the day, though, out of all that you just spoke about, everything, right? At the end of the day, the show is got to go on hiatus. Whether not cancellation, because they need to rejiggle and fix it a little bit.
Who said that? Who said it? Tarzan said that? Who said it? Type 40 said it? Sunsphere said it? Who said it? Everybody said it?
Everybody
That's
said
bullshit.
It.
Bullshit.
I'm going to say everybody.
Bullshit.
Because why did Russell mention the word hiatus a couple of times?
What was the question asked where he said hiatus? We don't know. Did they say he's Dr. B? No. He just said in general, not actually happening.
But
what did he say? Okay, why is it that when he did the David Tennant podcast in October, and they just released it months ago, everybody went crazy the moment that came out? Oh, Russell's leaving. Oh, Russell's picking his successor, right? Now, yes, Russell's lying, but then sometimes he doesn't want to lie. Sometimes he's a little child in a man body like me, and he's excited about what he wrote. Look, Mommy, look! I wrote that the Doctor fights the Valyard in season 4. He gets excited. He's like, oh, shit, what I wrote for season 4 and 5, you won't fucking believe it. It's the most amazing shit. So you and I are like, wait, what? Why are you fucking writing season 4 and 5 if it's canceled or it's going on hiatus? What do you mean? We're like, wait a minute. Didn't you just say it's canceled? Didn't you say it's hiatus? Didn't you say this? How could you be writing season 4 and 5 if it's done? Because it isn't done. It's all bullshit. Philip, it's bullshit. It's all a lie. It's not being canceled.
But why spend your time lying about something to the general public? What's the point of that? Why do it?
Because it's Doctor Who trending.
Yeah, but
it's Doctor Who trending.
There are other ways to.
I don't care if it's. I don't care. All right, Russell. I'll put out the Whovians cast. Let's say I'm the positive. There'll be 100 podcasts to put out videos about Doctor Who. 99 are cancellation, and Matrix Lord is renewal. Right? What is everybody talking about at the same time? Doctor Who. Why is it trending? Russell's a fucking idiot. He's going to get it canceled. Oh, he's leaving. It's publicity. It doesn't matter if it's negative publicity. You are mentioning Doctor Who. You are talking about Doctor Who, where you wouldn't be talking about Doctor Who.
True.
He put stuff in the episode pissed me off, right?
Yeah.
His opinion: gamers are all mass murderers. Anybody that plays video games, given the power, they'll kill everybody. I don't like that. I'm a gamer. I don't like that. I don't agree. That's bullshit. I don't agree with that. That's not cool. All right. What else did he do to piss me off? Podcasters are scumbags. All of them. They're full of shit. They could destroy the earth. Like Conrad. I'm like, what the fuck is that, bro? I'm your fucking biggest fan. What the fuck? I don't agree with that. That's not cool. What does he say on anytime he said Trump's the enemy and America's the enemy? Bro, like Disney Plus is in America. What are you talking about? Like, what are you doing? You know,
I will say season 2 right now should have been season 1. It should have been the first season for shooting this season.
I don't agree.
Because it's better now. It's better than what we had last year.
No, I don't think so. I love Sutek. I'm sorry, I'm biased. Sutek was my personal. I'm sorry, I don't care.
As soon as they showed us Sutek as being the dog and not the blood,
but that's just
that ruined it for me anyway.
Sixth Doctor wore fucking multicolored fucking shit and acted gay, even though he wasn't gay, and he choked my companion. Okay, that's one incarnation of Sutek. Okay.
And the fact that Sutek was on top of that TARDIS for
that's one incarnation of Sutek. The Sutek decided, like the Doctor has regeneration, to take the form of a dog.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Ever since 1975, Pyramid of Mars, Sutek has been on top of that TARDIS all the way through till now.
Okay.
What kind of bullshit? What kind of crap is that?
Okay, so the Ronnie looks more sexy than she's ever looked in her goddamn fucking life.
Yeah, but that's down to aesthetics. She can do that.
What do you mean? What do you mean? The Ronnie looks amazing right now.
It's amazing. I do take.
I lived in the 80s. Don't get me wrong. I lived in the 80s too, but I never thought the Ronnie like that.
Yeah, but I do take the fact that the Ronnie that we got now by Archie Punjab.
Yeah.
They made her Indian just to suit the name Ronnie. That's a bit on the nose.
She's deserving of the role. She's perfect for it. She's acting like the Ronnie. It doesn't matter. She acts like the Ronnie. The Ronnie acts like the Ronnie. It's fine.
No, but the point is they use her race.
I don't care. I don't care. The Master was a female for spite, just to fuck with the Doctor. He didn't give a fuck about females. The Master didn't give a fuck about females. He did it for spite.
The Rani and Missy together, Fez. I believe that's going to happen. The Rani and Missy. Yeah, it's true.
All due respect, he got everybody talking about Doctor Who. He even acted like a fool. He acted like where you would say, man, what the fuck, he's making so many mistakes, that fucker. Fuck, Russell, right? He pissed everybody off. He did. He's like, how could I piss everybody off? I'll piss off people that are in wheelchairs. And I'll say that Davros, the greatest villain ever created in Doctor Who, one of the greatest villains, it's an offense to people. He pissed everybody off.
I dare him to bring back Davros in that human standing form.
He is bringing Davros.
No, I dare him to do it again because I want.
You don't have to dare, Rob. You don't have. Okay. First of all, what I was told before this bullshit was he went. First of all, all these people creating that him and Shooty are enemies. That's bullshit too. He went to fucking Shooty's play. Who's in Shooty's play? Davros is in Shooty's play. He's talking with him, and he's like, "Listen," just like he went to Carol Ann Ford in 2022 or 2023, whatever. And he's like, I want you to appear in Doctor Who. She said it just recently, right? She's like, I'm doing this storyline called Mavity where the timeline is changed because of Donna Noble. And it doesn't affect anything for 1,000 years until it reaches you, where it alters the future where you're not in a wheelchair anymore as Davros. And that is how Mavity affects it, because the future ties in with the past. And when the future comes back to the past, when the Daleks and Davros from the future that's altered comes back, they will alter the past. And it's like a never-ending paradox. So you're going to attack the 15th Doctor as a humanish. It's not human. What is it? What race is he? What race is he?
Khaled.
He's a colored race that's humanistic, right? Okay. So he's going to invade as a human Davros with the Daleks, with Shooty, and at the end, gravity goes away. It's back to gravity, and you will see in the last panel that Davros is back in the future in the chair, in the apparatus, and you'll see him from behind the desk or some shit.
The problem with having Davros as a human form, a fully formed human, well, Khaled, right? It makes him susceptible to being killed outright, easy.
No, because
Why?
Because the timeline is altered, and he knows.
No, but
No,
what I'm saying is he has no protection of his wheelchair. Look what happened to him in Genesis. When the Daleks killed him, he was protected by the wheelchair with a force shield. If they try and kill him again as a human, he's out.
No, he's not. Because
He's done.
No, he's not, because he knows that the Doctor saved him as a child in the TARDIS. He knows that the Doctor's a time traveler. He knows that the Daleks are the biggest race there is. He has the knowledge of the Daleks and that future that no longer exists. So he's going to do safeguards to make it where he's protected.
Remember, there are different factions of Daleks now out there. Ones that like him, ones that hate him. So
he's going to travel and battle the Doctor, and he's not going to know that he was in an apparatus, and he's not going to know that, and he's going to try to restore the timeline or something to the effect. Somehow, some way, the timeline will be restored, and he'll be back in the apparatus. Okay, at the end, but Shooty will be dead and regenerating, like the Doctor. That was the plan. That was the last story. Russell had granted his request. He's going to battle the Daleks and Davros in a Christmas special in 2026. That was the plan. He also was going to battle the Cybermen. Okay. And it was hinted, not definite, that Moffat wrote the Blink sequel and it was going to appear in season 3. The only thing I was told was added a couple of weeks ago that the Slovene was also supposed to return. All right. So there was 4 things. So potentially mainly 2, Cybermen and the Daleks. That was supposed to happen. Okay?
yeah.
Now, do I believe it? Yes. I believe that still happened. I still believe that Davros is coming back. I still believe the Cybermen are coming back. Because I believe that there was never anything to be permanent about the God thing. It was a fad. It was a temporary thing that needs to go away, and we need to get back to sci-fi. And we need to get back with the classic monsters. And you gave somebody a different taste, 2 seasons, and it was always the intent in season 3 to bring back the monsters, bring back his threats, the Daleks, the Cybermen. That was always the plan. It wasn't the plan that he was going away from that. As far as the Dalek contract goes, as much as he says it's bullshit, it's not bullshit. Because 2023 Children in Need with Davros and the Daleks counted as an appearance. 2024 Proms counted as an appearance because it counted as an episode, because the Maestro is talking to the audience, and he's talking to the audience as the Doctor to stop the Maestro, and that counted as a Dalek appearance. So
that's a different thing altogether.
2025, at some point in time, a Dalek needs to appear either in an episode or something related to Doctor Who to be counted as an appearance.
You don't have to always have the Daleks in
That's
every...
the contract. It's a they have to be mentioned.
No. The contract is they are allowed to use the Daleks as they wish, not that they have to appear in every season.
No, they want to get paid. They have to be every year. If they don't put them in something, they lose the rights to have the Daleks. It's not. They've been every fucking year there is. It doesn't matter even if Doctor was off the air, Joey Whittaker was doing a fucking thing with a fan, and there's a fucking Dalek or a fucking whatever. There's always a Dalek involved with something with Doctor Who every single year.
So by that logic, then, do you think they will get the Daleks in the finale?
It doesn't have to be. It could be a Proms in 2025. It could be something else.
But you just...
It could be, yes. We could have a Dalek appear.
Because you're saying we had to have one every year.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be in the episodes. It could be in the War Between the Land and the Sea. We could see a broken Dalek in the Unit Museum. We could see. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be Doctor Who. It could be Doctor related.
That's what I was getting at. It doesn't have to be Doctor Who, and it doesn't have to be every year in Doctor Who. It can be
related to, connected to the show. Meaning the proms is connected to the show.
Yeah.
The interview that time when with Jodie and where they had a blue Peter with Matt Smith eating dinner with the fans and the Daleks in the background, or Peter Jackson wanted a Dalek or some whatever, anything that they've always been mentioned appeared.
Yeah.
Why do you think the Dalek showed up for seconds in the fucking Wedding of Every Song or like they have to appear?
Well, why can't that be with the Cybermen? We've not seen them for ages properly.
Because they own the Cybermen.
Well, Kit Piddler and
they own the Cybermen.
All right, fair enough.
And now, thanks to Disney, they own the Ronnie. They were allowed to have a contract now to use the Ronnie whatever they want now, and Omega and K9. Why do you think Russell took a picture with K9 a couple of months ago on Instagram? It's not to take a picture with K9; it's to show his hidden code. Hey, we could fucking use K9 now.
Maybe that's where all the Disney money's gone to buy the rights to all these.
Doesn't matter. They give him $1 million. Okay, we have the Ronnie. Thank you. That was in the way.
I was wondering.
It was in the way. They need it. They got it. They got it. Thank you, Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All they've got to do now is not ruin her. Don't ruin that character now. That's all I'm thinking. Don't ruin the Ronnie.
Every little time we're gonna be like a bunch of babies every time somebody comes back and in the classic series nobody really had say. They just did whatever they had to fucking do. That's it. Now it's just like we give everybody too many choices. You have everything at your disposal. You could take over the world right now because with technology, we could. I could be the president. I could run. I could get elected. I can. I can take over everything. Anybody can. No, it is. And he brought up a point in the episode, and unfortunately it's true. Someone could say something at the right moment. Okay, let me give you an example.
Go on.
David Aston.
I remember him.
On Labor Day, in a group chat of the Real Whovians that we had, was drunk and misinterpreted something I said and told Sammy Carter that I just shit on his podcast and the Who Harmony. And Sammy Carter struck my channel down, and I was not allowed to do a podcast in 24 hours. And what did I do? I panicked and I started doing podcasts on a secondary backup channel. One Real Whovians appeared on Matrix Floyd 212 Channel 2. And after I appealed it and after everything, right, I was able to do podcasts again. But I was going for the Guinness Book of World Records and I lost it because he got the Real Whovians Cast 2 removed because I put his name in the title. And then the Whovian Tube War began. All because of a misunderstanding. Okay, and the whole entire, at the time, we were all the biggest YouTubers. There was no YouTubers around. We were all the biggest things. And Dr. Freedom was here, and my group splintered off to become the Whovians, and everybody was all over the place. But everybody was at war with each other for a misunderstanding. In real world, that is true. Someone can say the wrong fucking thing, and they become instantly powerful. 100%.
That's the way it goes, though, isn't it?
That's it. With technology, I'm not saying I'm going to become an evil dictator, or I'm going to take over the world, or you're going to take. I'm saying it could happen. So don't think it like anybody could with the technology become, or you could be. You could say it could. It doesn't matter. It could be. It doesn't even matter what my speech would be. I could be going doing a speech, right? If it's the exact right moment in time, maybe the sun was brighter that day, and when it reflected on me, people were like, "Oh shit," and that's it. It doesn't matter. That's it.
Okay. Anyway, going back to the episode, that we saw. Who do you think, or what do you think is stopping the TARDIS getting to Earth in May 24?
Well, I was concerned actually with the TARDIS, and I had sent Russell a private message that I said, how do we know? I mean, he knows obviously, but how do we know that? Because the TARDIS is a living creature that we can't understand. How do we know that the TARDIS didn't have fucking PTSD from being abused by fucking Sutek for fucking decades? How do we know that the TARDIS wouldn't go crazy or mad because it exists and the Sutek made it like it was like a relationship that he had with the TARDIS, like that was his wife or some shit? How do we not know that that caused fucking damage? Seriously. Now, not to say that that's happening, but Ronnie obviously took control of the TARDIS with the device.
In Time and Ronnie, she's done that before. She made it land on a Lacursha.
And the Master turned the TARDIS into a paradox machine.
Yeah, machine. Yeah.
Which they're doing that now. They're using the power of the TARDIS to create Wish World.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, he's copying everything he does. He's been copying his own shit. Absolutely. The TARDIS blew up. The energies of the TARDIS is all over the Earth.
It's hard though, because if the thing about Omega is a thing, why would he go to all that length just to gain a body or get back into?
It's going to be, unfortunately, I don't agree with it, but there's going to be a reset button, like there always is.
Yeah, unfortunately, I believe that too.
No, not necessarily what you think of as reset. Like the shitty episode Journey to the Center of the TARDIS toilet. Like it was actually a reset button, right?
Well,
just like the Master, the whole entire year was erased and prevented.
Yes. Which makes that kind of makes
all
sense.
Of this, Omega's going to go back into the Animator universe. The Ronnie is probably going to be stuck in the Animator universe. Mrs. Flood's going to remain. He's not maybe he won't have any clue who the fuck she is. And it's like, well, can she regenerate? Could she still be the Ronnie, even though she's a fucking servant? What the fuck? So, I ultimately the Doctor is now. What I was told was that Ruby Sunday dies, and he flips out. And that can't be reversed. And he loses his shit with Kate and Unit. And he's mad at the Earth. And he's so traumatized that Ruby's dead and he can't change it that he takes off. And when the thing happens with the Sea Devils, he doesn't answer. And that the Christmas special was the anchor. Sort of like the Snowmen, where that was supposed to involve, I guess, the gods still as like a leftover. Maybe they're in the toy maker's realm. Maybe the toy maker's like Alice in, supposed to be like Alice in Wonderland type of thing. Marty told me there was that point that it was like Marty said it was the Alice in Wonderland type. But at the end of the episode, it was solidified that the Doctor loves the Earth, always loved the Earth. Is friends with Unit again. He's back to being, and maybe the Ruby thing would be reversed, which would have meant why they went back to filming where whatever took place. Not that it's a regeneration, but that they're reversing the death. And that being that they just rehired her, they didn't just rehire her for the press, they rehired her for an episode possibly. So that's the point, is that I believe in my brain.
I do know, well, it's obvious, one Time Lord can't really face off against three. If they got the unholy trinity.
That's why Jodie Whittaker's Doctor's there and fucking whoever else.
Oh, I forgot about her. Oh God, why bring her back? Okay,
because you need the unholy and the holy battling each other. You need 3 Doctors versus 4 villains. Because Conrad sucks ass, so we can't count him.
Yeah, but I like I say, Conrad. There's more to Conrad than
Omega, Ronnie, 3 is right there because there's 2 Ronnies.
Omega, Ronnie, 1 and 2 together, and then Conrad.
He counts. Russell said in the thing that they sent me that Russell said the 2 Ronnies count as 1, He could do whatever he wants, even though it's 4, it's 3 because he said so. He's Russell T Davis. This is
Well,
what
that
he
makes
said.
sense. Of course, because the Rani
Five
wanted the
generations.
same person. So Conrad, the Rani,
4.
and Conrad, the Rani, and one other
Ronnie.
person.
Omega, Conrad, Ronnie.
And he's got to face those. And him one has got to face
No.
those 3.
He's not going to face either. It's him, Belinda, and Ruby, or him and Unit, or it could be him, Jodie Whittaker's doctor, maybe the fugitive doctor, maybe David Tennant.
Don't forget, Missy was at the premiere, so we could have
So
Missy.
maybe it could be Missy, the doctor, Jodie Whittaker's doctor, and Ruby, or it could be whatever. It's somehow going to be, and then I guess whatever.
At the end of the day, somebody's going to lose their life.
Look, my source, I did not know. On the Real Whovians cast.
Yeah.
I know you probably were a part of it. You heard me talking about how Russell took Jodie Whittaker and Amanda Gill to dinner. I talked about this. I said he is going to put her in Doctor Who in the future. Didn't know when, but she said yes, and that's it. Now, could this be it? Maybe. But I also was told Russell is doing a female Doctor 100%.
Oh, God.
And that everybody was trying to convince him otherwise. And he's like, I'm Russell to do this. I'm going to do what I want. Now, the one thing I'm worried about, okay, is some things can change, unfortunately. Maybe, I don't want to believe that from the original plan that I was told that Shooty is gone, right? Because he's supposed to do season 3 and then it's supposed to be going that way. It would be a tragedy if he left the role because he was upset with people harassing him constantly about his doctor and ripping him to shreds. And if he made the decision to leave because he just can't take it, or that he's done with hearing about it, that would be a tragedy. That would not be fair. I would not be happy with that, and I'll never be happy with that, because I feel it doesn't matter.
But
it's entitled.
That's no different from what happened with Colin Baker. People were slagging his doctor off, and he decided, you know what? Just because you don't like me, what's the point?
No, no, it's not the same, because they decided to go with a doctor without him. He was let go. He was fired. That's it.
Exactly, though. So maybe that's what happened with.
But he's not fired. But that's no. They're not fired. Nobody fired him. Nobody fired Shooty Gallo. Let me tell you something. You have to stop believing podcasters where they create this impression that Russell is mad at Shooty and Shooty's mad at Russell and Shooty's mad at Disney and Disney's mad. No, it's all bullshit. There was one thing that Russell was mad about, is that he was cursing. And he says you have to be the doctor when you're in costume because there's kids around. You can't curse. It wasn't anything else. That was it. And that's it. He said it. I don't care. Just like when Millie Gibson was complaining. Elijah, you're fired. And again, what did he do? He regretted it. And he's like, fuck. So they hired her back. They threw her some money. Right? He realized this time quickly he fucked up. Okay? Look, maybe the script suffered a little bit. I'm sorry. You got me to like the companion, and now I can't see the companion. I liked Ruby Sunday, and now I can't see her.
Yeah, but we all have to remember it's not so much the fault of the actors, whether it be Millie.
Yeah, it is. It is to a point because sometimes they get selfish and like, I don't want to film. Shut the fuck up. Just fucking film. Just fuck. You're in the longest running science fiction show in history. Shut the fuck up. Do you know if Russell contacted you tomorrow?
If you spoke to me like that as being Russell, right, I would say, well, you know what? Fuck yourself.
No, if Russell reached out to you tomorrow and said, Philip Archer, I want you in Doctor Who,
I'll say no, because you treated me like
shit, Philip. Bullshit. I would say 1,000,000% yes, Russell. I'll be in Doctor. You want a Dalek to shoot me? Okay. No, but I do draw the line because I don't know if you were in the podcast, but there was a time when I was working when, I was spending money for books and different things, and I was thinking about, oh, do I want to do like projects, So at one point in time, I was going to invest in the Puppet Master movies, right? Because I'm a fan of you know, the Puppet
Yeah.
Masters, right? Like the guys say, look, there's Tunneler. Like I'm a fan of these guys, right?
Oh,
So
God.
I love that, right? So they were like, all right, our fans are gonna fund the movie.
I know.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna do that, and then right before it happened, I found out, oh yeah, you're gonna play a Nazi, and you're gonna be killed by the puppets, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna be no Nazi. I'm sorry, but one, I don't like the Nazis. I hate the Nazis, and Sharon is Jewish. Never happened. Would never do that. I could never be in a role like that. Never. So that's when I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. So if Russell's like, oh yeah, we're gonna get shot by a dog, like, okay, I'll appear in Doctor Who, sure. But no, I have limits. I won't, But that's the point. Is that you would in a second be a Doctor Who.
Do you think, right, I'm just sidestepping about the TARDIS. Do you think that set is a waste of money?
Oh, I love that set.
It's a waste of
God, no. Oh, no.
It's
I love
too,
it so much.
it's
No.
too big. It's too
No, we always wanted that since Paul McGann's TARDIS. No.
Yeah, but with the Paul McGann
The
one,
Seventh Doctor / Paul McGann. No, I love that.
yeah,
No.
but with Paul McGann's TARDIS, it has stuff in it that you can that makes it look lived in. This one is too sterile.
No.
There's nothing in it. There's
I love
nothing
it.
in it.
No.
It's too static.
Oh, God, I fucking love with this TARDIS. This is my favorite fucking TARDIS. No.
You wasted too much.
No.
At least put stuff in it to make it
No.
a bit more,
This shit's fucking
interesting.
huge. Bro.
Yeah, but it's got nothing in it. Just little ramps here and there.
Every doctor will going forward put something in it.
It's too basic.
It's beautiful. Man. I'm in love with that TARDIS. It's so beautiful.
And all it has is what?
I could die in that TARDIS. No, I love that TARDIS.
No, I need something in it.
No. Oh, no.
It might be the best TARDIS in the revival.
I fucking love the shit out of it.
But it's too clinical for me. It needs to have a homely feel to it. Like Paul McGann's one.
No. I could die in that TARDIS. I love that TARDIS. No. Oh, no. I'm sorry. We don't agree. No way.
All right, fair enough. I just think it needs to have something in it. Something more.
No fucking way. No way.
Not just a jukebox. Give it something a bit more as well. Let us see other rooms as well.
Didn't Peter Capaldi alter Matt Smith's last TARDIS where he wanted with the bookshelves and all that other stuff?
Yeah, that was nice. That was a nice little.
All right, so every doctor's going to do their little touch to it. Okay.
It's just too static for me. It's just nothing going on with it.
Listen, I'm more concerned with plans getting altered and Russell T Davies saying, "Fuck you, fans! Billy Piper's the 16th Doctor." I will. Oh my God. You have no idea. We go from all this shit that's pissing us off, the time of the child, all this shit. Yeah. That is it. That is to me, that will stop Matrix Lord 2 and 2. That will cancel the Whovians. I will not watch Doctor Who anymore. Billy Piper is the Doctor.
You do realize that next week's episode is going to be all about Gallifreyan lore and Gallifrey's
but if he does that, I'm done. I'm done. That's my thing. That's it. That's the thing that gets me out of Doctor Who forever. I love Billy Piper, but he can't be the that's kind of twisted.
I wouldn't.
Taking the face of your girlfriend or wife in another universe or whatever. No. Mother of your children in another universe. No. That's ridiculous.
No, it's just hearsay. That's not gonna. They wouldn't do that.
You don't know that.
If it has to be a female Doctor, so be it. But not Billy Piper, because that's just ridiculous.
He doesn't care. Look, he really doesn't care. And he really could do whatever he wants. He could do that 100%.
Saran Jones, let's do that. Let it be.
She's busy.
I know, but she could be playing Idris again and be like the TARDIS vessel again.
Listen, it for him to arrive at that conclusion. There's a whole bunch of reasons why.
Why?
What if he wants to make peace with Christopher Eccleston?
I don't know, man. But
what if by doing this, Christopher Eccleston appears? Like what if Russell? Okay, here's the thing, right? Russell T. Davis had mended fences with, I believe, every single person that he wronged, except Christopher Eccleston, as far as I know. He bashed the Loki writer. He made up. He bashed Richard E. Grant, put him in the fucking episode. He even said that ABBA wanted to fucking sing in Torchwood, and he fucked up. And he mentioned them, and he mentioned that he regrets that. He regrets firing fucking Millie Gibson. He hired her back, right? Why is it that he's mending fences with every single person, but the most important one that brought Doctor Who back? It should be his number one priority to make it worth Christopher Eccleston's while. While meaning that guy, you fucked up whatever you did to him, and now he's gonna have job security and he's gonna be rich and he's never gonna have to worry about money again because you made sure that you did the right thing by him.
Yeah.
That way, when he dies, his family is filthy rich.
I don't know.
You get Christopher Eccleston on board with Russell T. Davis. One, hell freezes over. That's one. And two, people love Christopher Eccleston. They'd be like, "Oh my God, the Ninth Doctor's back! Oh my God, fucking Christ!"
You and I both know Chris is not going to come back to this thing ever.
How do we know that? How do we know that?
Because we know that. Because
we don't know that. Because Russell never reached out an olive branch to do that.
Yeah, but Christopher Eccleston's known to be stubborn. Once he says
Christopher Eccleston's getting older, but now, hey, I could get a new mansion.
I mean, I
can get a new car. I can buy a puppy. Oh, I like that. I like money. All is forgiven. Just this once. Just for the hell of it. Everything's forgiven, Russell. I love you, Russell. They know it.
Now you're in dreamland.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Do you remember when I was a YouTuber? I'm still a YouTuber. And this up-and-coming guy that wore a mask attacked me because I did a video saying that Donna Noble was definitely going to return 100%. And the guy was called Dr. Freedom. He had a mask on. Like, this Matrix Lord guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Wait. And then, we on a Skype call. He called me. We spoke. And he revealed his face when nobody saw his face. We became friends. And then when old Doc recruited me to do the Whovian podcast, I brought all my friends with me. I brought him with me. I brought Sammy with me. I brought Michael Shannon with me, everybody. And the only person I wasn't friends with was G-Doctor that was from Sammy. But then I said I didn't want to host all the episodes and be the host of all the Whovians podcasts. And Dr. Freedom did his. And then Sammy did his. And then he had the Omega Files. And then he had the Who Harmony. And I created Who Harmony for Sammy. So, again, don't be too sure that you will never see Christopher Eccleston and Russell T. Davis mend fences. Anything is possible. You have Democrats that are saying they love the shit out of Trump. Why? Because they made a lot of fucking money. Okay? You got Disney. I fucking love Donald Trump. We're Disney. Oh, shit. Hell froze over. Okay? Don't be too serious.
All right, he may. I mean, as much as he done Big Finish, Ninth Doctor the Ninth Doctor with Big Finish. That's fair enough. That's a
Right,
different
I agree with Marty. If Philip Archer had to do with Doctor Who, then Chris Eccleston would not return. I agree. Philip
That's
Archer
true.
would ruin the whole thing. I agree with you, Marty. Yeah, no, Philip can't be. He'll be the one that stops it. Like, why are you coming back? Don't you like that? Why you like that son of a bitch now?
If he comes back, he comes back. But for now, I don't think that's the thing. I'm just
think about what is the one thing that Russell would want to do that he can't do?
Say that again.
What is the one episode of Doctor Who that Russell would want to do that he can't do? The one episode.
I have no idea.
To do a multi-doctor story with, his doctors, 9, 10, Moffat's 11, 12, Chibnall's 13, Fugitive, his 14, 15. That would be the biggest fucking episode ever to have a fucking 16 doctors or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, but we know how well
multi-special. That would be the biggest. That would be the biggest fucking thing he could do in his life. Forget about Omega. Forget about Gallifrey. To do a multi-doc. That is the last thing.
That kind of I can't say the word now. That logistics would be a nightmare to do, to try and get together. It wouldn't work.
Just like they got all the Avengers together for Endgame and all the superheroes and all those fucking people paid on the salary.
Let's see how that pans out when it comes out.
Well, we saw Endgame. It was a success. It was good. We were good.
No, but the new one they're doing, and they're dragging out all these 1,000,001 cast members, man. What the fuck? But
again, maybe behind the scenes you got China to allow or convince someone in China to allow time travel into their society, that they were against time travel, to allow Avengers Endgame to play in China, meaning that they were against time travel. Sort of like someone influencing someone in China to have Doctor Who part of that culture. I wonder who that is, but not going to say.
I just thought about something, right? Although we got all this stuff about Conrad, the two Ranis, and possibly Omega, what about the situation with Belinda? She knowing about TARDISes and mentioning let's go home to Gallifrey and all that. What's happening with that scenario?
Very easy. You could speculate. Oh my God, that's my mother. Mom, why are you called the Ronnie? Where's Dad?
Oh, and that's another thing. Miss, what's her name? The girl, the first companion.
Ruby?
Yeah. Ruby's dad.
Evil bastard.
I bet he's somebody in
the
He
is. Because she can just make it snow for no reason. So who's her dad? Richard E. Grant? The Great Intelligence?
Sorry.
Snowman? Who's your dad? Richard E. Grant? The Great Intelligence?
No.
Why? She makes it snow. The snowman. Why not?
Unless she's a construct made by the Rani.
No? Why should she be the Great Intelligence daughter?
I don't know. It's just weird.
Why? Clara made it snow.
Yeah, I'm gonna wonder. No, I'm not even gonna go there. But
she's Clara's daughter.
Ooh, don't say that. That would make it even more worse.
No. Listen,
I don't know.
All I know is, in my brain, Doctor ain't going anywhere.
I think it's going on a break.
No,
I think he's gone.
What did Russell say? What did Russell say? You got to pay attention. What we need to do. This is why I need a tech person for the Real Whovians cast. I need someone every single time that there is a fucking clip with Russell Davis. I need somebody to save that for me in a fucking hard drive. The last time he spoke in an interview, people didn't catch it. People said about the Christmas special, he's like, "We're talking right now."
Yeah.
So what does that mean? when you're talking, you're going to get shit done. So why is David Tennant growing back his sideburns? Just curious. Why is David Tennant growing back his sideburns?
Maybe for something else that he's doing.
No, why is he growing back his sideburns? Why?
You don't just
he's growing back his sideburns.
It's not only going to use his sideburns for Doctor Who.
Yes, he is. Why is he growing back his sideburns? Why? No, I don't believe it. No.
Maybe he likes them. Maybe he likes
no,
having
bullshit.
sideburns.
No.
You're overthinking it, man.
He lied. No. I'm not overthinking anything. I don't overthink anything. Well, maybe
you do. You do. At the end of the day, we'll know by the end of the season what the score is. That's all we can say.
You'll know.
You'll know as well because you don't.
I know already. You'll know.
You don't know, mate.
I do. I do. You don't like that I do. You fucking.
No, but if you knew,
you fucking
right, you'd be really confident about it. But you're not that confident.
I am.
You're not that confident, mate.
I'm confident that Doctor Who is going to continue.
Okay.
I am worried because we're dealing with time travel and paradoxes, and I am worried that in our real world something could influence Shooty to leave. I'm worried about that.
Okay.
That is the one thing that I've always gotten wrong because I don't know. Like when Capaldi said he was staying for 10 years and we reported that, and then all of a sudden Chibnall didn't want him, we couldn't predict that. We could not predict Jodie being pregnant. So I cannot predict if Shooty is fed up with the racist pigs out there and the people bashing him on a 24. Just imagine him. Imagine every day if he went on YouTube and every single day he saw hatred towards him. What if that influenced him to say, fuck this, I'm done? I don't want that. And I'm worried about that.
All I want for Russell to do, if it does continue beyond this season, stop with the gay shit. Stop it.
You're right. You tell him that. Okay.
It's getting too much. And it's like, stop projecting yourself.
Well, I'm glad that the Interstellar Song Contest wasn't the musical that he was planning to do. But I am scared that wasn't the musical he was planning to do.
Oh, you mean there's more to come?
He said he's doing a musical. He was going to do a musical episode at some point. 100%. He said he was definitely doing a Buffy stuff.
That might even be Wishwell, to be honest.
I do not want a musical episode. I never liked it when Buffy did it. As much as I love Buffy and I watched all the episodes and everything and all that.
They did it with Star Trek. They did it with.
I didn't like it with Star. I didn't like it with anything. I don't want no musical. When I was a kid, I grew up and I did like musicals. My favorite musical was Singing in the Rain, right?
Yeah.
Singing in the Rain. You see it on all my book covers, The Umbrella. Singing in the Rain. I love Singing in the Rain. And Mary Poppins. That was like one of my first 3 movies. But no, I don't want musical in Doctor Who. No.
There's no place for musicals in Doctor Who anyway. It never should be a thing.
And because that didn't happen, it means it has to happen at some point. And that's what I'm worried about.
Well, we just have to.
So my biggest fear with Doctor Who is Billy Piper's the Doctor. That's my biggest, because I say I will be done. And
why would you believe? Why would you believe that over other things? It's not going to happen. He's not going to make it.
I believe it because he will do it if he wants to do it.
He will make a female Doctor, yes, but not necessarily her.
He will do what he wants to do.
Right. Anyway, I've been on there long enough. I need to get out of here and do things.
No disrespect, mind you. I don't want it. I don't want her to be the Doctor. You know that.
I know that.
I'm against that I'm against that 1,000,000%. And I don't want it. But just because I don't want it doesn't mean I'm not open to the possibility he can do it. And he can. He could literally do the. Look what he said in his fucking story that in the future, a future doctor is a lion, a beast. He regenerates into a lion creature, humanoid.
The problem with Doctor Who at the moment is the way he
That's
writes.
canon. He said a future doctor is going to be a lion beast creature. Another doctor, he put it in this fucking novel, has a samurai fucking sword. And it's going around like a fucking samurai.
The Doctor can be the Doctor can be anything, can't he? He can be any kind
No,
of.
well, I mean, he put that's his future doctors. Like, so why would I think that that's out of the realm of possibility of doing that? He doesn't care about what everybody wants. If he wants it, he'll do it. You know that. And that's the biggest problem we have, is because we don't want him to do certain things and he does.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for this episode of the Whovians cast. Actually, I believe Kate on our show had made me a thumbnail for this and did an AI reconstruction of Matrix Lord 2 and 2 as if he's in the Interstellar Song Contest. So Kate, I will be using this. She did it for this episode, so I will be using that picture if I can find it. I'm not technologically savvy, so if it's not up, I will put it up. So
very well.
And thank you, Kate. And Kate, if you want to appear in a future episode, let me know. And Louis, and don't leave, Philip. I have 1 minute. We have to talk about something.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Very, very important. All right. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Take care. Bye for now.
Bye bye.